the very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Geopolitical Chineke ndị nsọ na-efewe na isi ala niile anyị na-agọzi aha nsọ ya mgbe niile. Onye anyị na-aja mma wee anyị anaghị efe arụsị, ọ bụ naanị gị onye kere ihe niile ekere eke ma ọ onye kere ya. Ọ bụ ya mere ndị nsọ na-ekiri ha na isi ala niile, ọbụladị ndị ndị na-atụ ọla edo na nsọ n'ụtụtụ a ehihie abalị n'ụwa niile anyị wee na-arịọ eze ebube dị ngozi iwetinye ọgbara n'etiti ndị iro ka ha rapụ ndị anyị onye bụ nna Chineke na ndị nsọ ka aka nsị ndị dị etu a wee baa ize obodo kwesịrị isi wee laa ya n'ihi anyị wee na-arịọ gị onye na-adịgide ma oge ebighị biko ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee dị ọsọ ọsọ na nkede na ụmụ ha takwa na ahụ anyị wee na-arịọ gị iwe na-adịzi elekọta nwanne na nwanne ibi ịhụnanya nke pụrụ iche onye iwe etinye ụmụ ya ezi mmụọ nke eziokwu anyị aka ajọ ihe nne mbụ anyị gọga m dịpụtasị na Biafra aha nsọ isi ala bulie aha nsọ n'elu ise.
But you know what? They would like you to believe that someone Ekpa is the cause of it. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look with you. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you.
nsọ na-efewe na isi ala niile anyị na-agọzi aha nsọ ya mgbe niile. Onye anyị na-aja mma wee anyị anaghị efe arụsị, ọ bụ naanị gị onye kere ihe niile ekere eke ma ọ onye kere ya. Ọ bụ ya mere ndị nsọ na-ekiri ha na isi ala niile, ọbụladị ndị ndị na-atụ ọla edo n'ụtụtụ a ehihie abalị n'ụwa niile wee na-arịọ gị mma anyị wee na-arịọ gị ezi ebube dị ngozi iwetinye ọgbara n'etiti ndị iro ka ha rapụ ndị anyị onye bụ nna Chineke na ndị nsọ ka aka nsị ndị dị etu a wee baa ize obodo kwesịrị isi wee laa ya n'ihi anyị wee na-arịọ gị onye na-adịgide ma oge ebighị biko ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee dị ọsọ ọsọ na nkede na ụmụ ha takwa na ahụ anyị wee na-arịọ gị iwe na-adịzi elekọta nwanne na nwanne ibi ịhụnanya nke pụrụ iche onye iwe etinye ụmụ ya ezi mmụọ nke eziokwu anyị aka ajọ ihe nne mbụ anyị gọga m dịpụtasị na Biafra gọzi aha nsọ isi ala bulie aha nsọ n'elu ise.
But you know what? They will like you to believe that someone Ekpa is the cause of this. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look what you do. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what I can do in 5 years to come. Thank you.
So you keep on supporting evil in the zoo, the more your land will be taken from you. The more your daughters will be raped and abducted, the more your sons will be slaughtered in cold blood. And under one Nigeria, there is nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Because one idiot that they groomed will rise up and say to you, oh no, it's one Nigeria, there is crime everywhere. Haven't you heard about Zamfara? Haven't you heard about Katsina? There is crime everywhere. That is not the case. The crimes you have in the north, the insecurity you have in the north is as a direct consequence of their own actions. They grouped them. Al-Qaeda in the Nigeria, ISIS in West Africa, Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen, bandits, all of them. Who brought them to Nigeria? It's Fulani. Fulani brought them into Nigeria. Everybody brought them in. Why should the government brought them in? Are you people deaf and dumb and stupid? When you come out and you pretend, oh, we are one Nigeria, go and show somebody was asking, where is the boundary, where would the boundary of Biafra begin? And I asked the fool, where did the boundary of Nigeria begin? People from Niger come in and go as they like. Most of these idiots are from Niger. They are building a pipeline to Niger. They are building a railway line to Niger. They are building roads to Niger. Whereas where the money comes from, which is Biafra land, we don't have those infrastructure. No, we don't. But you're taking our money. You come to Ohaji, you come to everybody, you come to Agule, you come to Ebo, you take our resources, sell it, get the money, and now you're building the way to Niger, and you want me to be happy with you. Clap for your Nigeria. One Nigeria. I think you are insane. You come to my land, you take our oil, you take our gas, you take our manpower, you take everything, our VAT, our tax and pay. You are now building a road from Katsina to Niger. Airport. Refinery. You take oil, you put oil from my land, you take it to Niger, you refine it, you bring it back to me as a refined petroleum. And you're telling me that country is viable. You're telling me that Nigeria should be supported. You are in one Nigeria. You are not going anywhere and you're dying every day. Because those that they appointed to speak for you, they gave them money so that they will come out. Pages of the newspapers to give the world the misleading impression that everything is okay. When things are go and see the contradictions in it. Nigeria is not working. We are marginalized. And then you come back to say Nigeria is one. We must stay in it together. Are you not foolish? These are the useless intellectuals that you have. On one hand, you say Nigeria is not working. You are marginalized. You are being discriminated against, you're suffering, they're killing you everywhere, and you come back to the same place and say Nigeria must be one. Had Nigerians gotten together to say they want to be part of this useless contraption, that's entirely their business. I mean, Democrats have subscribed to it. But have you asked yourself this question? Why is it that all those asking you to remain in one Nigeria has something to gain from Nigeria, or they have benefited in the past? Nothing more, nothing less. I saw the letter that Ekpa Kanu to President Biden. In it, Ekpa said, come and help us fight terrorism in order to ensure that there will be no regional destabilization. That is their game plan at the U.S. State Department for very many years, until we stepped in. They keep trotting out these lies. Once Nigeria breaks up, there will be destabilization in the entire region. I said that because you don't understand African history. Most of these people are not people. When I say it, they say so I'm insulting them. No, I'm not insulting you. Most of you are not people. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. We always go back to our village where we are born, where our umbilical cord, our long, where it was buried. That's where we come from. That is why every Christmas, Easter, New Year festival, or August meeting, you see us migrating back to where we come from. And I keep saying these things to Africans, they don't understand it. They don't understand it. Everywhere in Africa during Christmas, if you like, be in South Africa, if you like, let it be in Kenya, you let it be in Rwanda, everybody from the capital goes to the village. If you go to Accra, the same thing happens. This past Christmas, if you like, go to Cotonou.
Breaking news reaching us now, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has been arrested, extradited to Nigeria, and is right now being arraigned at the Federal High Court in Abuja. Kanu is facing charges bordering on treasonable felony instituted against him at the Federal High Court.
It was an unjust war.
Long ago, in the heart of Biafra, a nation was born from the ashes of war. A war that scarred the land and its people, yet it never killed the spirit of freedom.
The war aim of Biafra is purely to prevent ourselves being slaughtered, nothing more.
It was in this land, scarred by conflict, that Nnamdi Kanu was born, a son destined to revive the dream of independence for Biafra.
And if anybody is going to judge our success and failure in this war, it will have to depend on how much we have prevented the enemy from killing us.
Raised with the echoes of his ancestors' struggles, Kanu understood that the wounds of war ran deep in the hearts of his people. The scars from the Biafran War, which ravaged the land and cost countless lives, had never healed. The dream of an independent Biafra, broken but not forgotten, lived on in the hearts of those who survived. It was these voices, these memories, that called him to action. As Nnamdi Kanu grew, so did his voice. He became a preacher of justice, a messenger for those who were unheard. He spoke not just for his generation, but for all those whose lives were shattered by the war. The pain of the past was alive within him, and his words resonated with the cries of the oppressed. But as Kanu's message spread, so did the fear of the establishment. His calls for self-determination grew louder, shaking the very foundations of the government. They feared the revival of a Biafran spirit, one that could awaken the wounds of the past and ignite a new conflict. And so, they moved against him. Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, his body captured, but his spirit unbroken. The authorities believed that imprisoning him would extinguish the fire he had started. But they failed to understand the depths of his cause. The pain of the war, the bloodshed of the past, was not something easily forgotten. It was a flame that could never be fully extinguished. His arrest became a symbol of the struggle that began in the blood-soaked fields of the Biafran War. The demand for freedom was still alive. The fight for justice continued, not just for Nnamdi Kanu, but for all the lives lost, for all the children born into a world of scars. The fight for Biafra is not just his fight. It is the fight of all those who have ever dreamed of a free land. And though the past may haunt the present, the future is still unwritten. As long as the story of Nnamdi Kanu is told, as long as the voices of his people rise, the dream of Biafra lives on. Arrested again, 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 and yet again.
I agitate for Biafra. I agitate for Biafra, my right to agitate, my right. They turned it from reasonable felony now to terrorism.
This is Nnamdi Kanu speaking. Biafra land, listen. They thought they could silence me, but they didn't just cage me. They caged your spirit. They made you forget that our land still bleeds, that our people still suffer, that nothing has changed. 5 years in chains. But what about you? Are you not free? Or have they bound your voice with fear? The struggle was never about me, it was about you, your children, your land, your future. So I ask you, where is the fire that once burned in your heart? Where is the voice that once roared for freedom? Wake up! Rise again. Speak. Remember who you are. This is Nnamdi Kanu.
The prayer of David from the book of Psalm, chapter 7. And I will pray in English because a lot of people are listening all over the world. I mean, a lot. Millions are listening all over the world. And I want them to follow our proceedings this very evening. Very, very critical, very, very important that we do so. O Lord, my God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, we take refuge in you. Save and deliver us from all that pursue us. Because if you look away from us, they will tear us apart like a lion and rip us to pieces with no one to rescue us. Because the world is against Biafra for no reason. We are hated, we are despised for no discernible reason. Only thee, O Lord God Almighty in heaven, is our Savior, not man. You must come to our rescue, because you are our Lord and you are our God. If we have done this, if I have done anything, if there is guilt on my hands, if I have repaid anybody, be it friend or an adversary, with evil or without cause, have done wrong to any man or woman, then let the Fulani Janjaweed pursue and overtake me. Let them trample down my life to the ground and make me sleep in the dust. Arise, O Elohim, Adonai El Shaddai, in your anger, rise up against the rage of the Fulani Janjaweed Caliphate and the Zoological Republic. You will rise and you will fight for your children. You will awake, O Heavenly Father, Lord God Almighty, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the owner of the universe, for you must decree justice. Let your children and all men and of goodwill gather around you while you sit on top of your throne in the highest of the heavens, the habitation that only thee can ever occupy. Only you, O Heavenly Father, will judge the people. You will vindicate me, O Lord. You will vindicate IPOB. You will vindicate your children of Biafra according to our righteousness, according to our integrity. O Most High, bring an end to the violence of the wicked. Bring an end to Fulani Janjaweed violence in our land. Bring an end to their abductions. Bring an end to their kidnappings. Bring an end to their extrajudicial slaughter of the innocent. Bring an end to their forced conversion of Christians into Islam. Bring to an end their mediocrity. Bring to an end their senseless feudal rule. Bring to an end their evil and their deception. Come and secure the righteous, because only you, O God Almighty in heaven, can see in the dark. Only you know the hearts of men. You are our shield. We have nobody. Between 67 and 1970, the whole world ganged up and fought against your children. We did not steal anything from anybody. We did not go after anybody's possession nor inheritance. We were on our own in the land that you gave to our ancestors They conspired, they connived, they colluded to kill us. Over 5 million people. We are dead at the end of it. You are our shield. We do not trust in any man or in any state. We trust only in thee. Because you are God and you always save the upright at heart. Anybody whose heart is clean, O Heavenly Father, to those you do not abandon to their enemies. That is why you cannot abandon IPOB. That is why Biafra can never be abandoned. Because your words are yea and amen. You are God, you're not human. Facebook may have been bought over by Nigeria, and we pray that Twitter will not succumb to their threats and their violence. You are God and you are not upright and a just judge. But you are also a God that displays his wrath every blessed day. If Fulani Janjaweed do not relent in what they are doing, if the Fulani Caliphate continues to pursue this scorched earth policy of abductions and murder and mayhem, then you, O Lord God in heaven, you will sharpen your sword, you will bend and string your bow, you will prepare your deadly weapons, you will make ready your flaming arrows. Whoever is pregnant with evil conceives trouble and gives birth to disillusionment. That is what is happening in the zoo called Nigeria. Nigeria is pregnant with evil because it conceived trouble and it has now given birth to disillusionment. All the holes that the Fulani Janjaweed are digging for us into that pit, they are falling into one after the other. The trouble that they have caused will always rebound on them. Their violence will come down on their own heads. O Heavenly Father, for we shall give thee thanks always, all the days of our lives, because only thee is righteous. We shall sing songs of praise unto your holy name, O Most High. For as long as there is a child on this earth of Biafran descent and heritage, O Heavenly Father, we shall worship your name and your name alone, now and forevermore, we pray. He said, that was our prayer this evening. We are now going to proceed without further hesitation to bring to you the gospel which I have been mandated by heaven to preach to the children of men.
Biafra has to be an independent state, but it has to be economically viable, and you can't really have that with Nigeria as it is. How do we get there?
We cannot be economically viable if we are not politically viable.
Right.
And political viability means complete and absolute independence.
It has to have, yeah.
We must be independent.
Yeah.
And again, God creates countries and nations, and not man. There are many ways that nations can emerge. It is always an organic process. We understand that. We respect that. What most commentators don't appreciate about Africa, and which most Africans are a bit slightly uncomfortable with, is that somebody coming from Europe and without regard for your culture, your traditions, your way of life, saying, you are now in one country and your name is Nigeria.
Right.
There is something unnatural about it.
Yes.
I said to the British government, if you had come, conquered my people, which is a natural human process, that is entirely natural.
Right.
If you had come, conquered our people, made us English, I can live with that.
Yeah.
But to come and hand over a children of God over to something completely alien, this same culture that we have in the north, which is an Islamic culture, tried to take us over many years ago, and they failed. You now came and completed the cycle for them. There is something evil about it.
Yeah, something inorganic about it.
Inorganic.
Yeah.
Very, very inorganic. And you cannot. We don't talk about economic development because before you talk about economy, you talk about things like policies, both macro and micro, the rest of it. You are dealing with people who cannot differentiate between macro and micro.
No, absolutely
That's
right.
the problem.
Yeah. Education is key for the world outside Biafra, and that's where this starts. The political has to start in the education.
That's correct.
When you speak to people in the UK, people in the US, is there an openness to independence for Biafra?
No, there isn't. It's what you get is very condescending, wishy-washy. These are black Africans. Really, what do they know? Sort of attitude. We know best than they do, and we try as much as possible to enlighten and educate the American and, by extension, the European audience to the fact that before you had freedom and liberty in any part of the world, in Biafra land we had freedom and liberty. Before you had political asylum in any other part of the world, where I come from, there was political asylum being granted to people. That is the meaning of Biafra anyway. Come and join if you believe in our value system. We had a series of both political, legal, and legislative structures that endured for thousands of years. These were unceremoniously swept away in the name of, I don't know, civilization or advancement.
Right.
Therefore, the British must be questioned, or the mentality or the psyche of Europeans and, by extension, Americans must be put to the test to explain, to rationalize why the emergence of states in Africa cannot be allowed to adopt the same organic route by which every other civilized nation emerged. Why is that impossible? That's what I ask Americans and Europeans.
And their answers are not good. There are no answers. Yeah.
They don't have any answers to it. All they say is that, why didn't you just get on with it? I want the same things that you have in America. I want liberty. I want freedom. I want all the rest of it. That is what makes you a human being, or as an animal. And being forced to live in cages in Africa, or being forced to live more or less like animals, is not a situation we are prepared to tolerate for very long.
No. Yeah.
Death is better.
Have there been armed clashes between Biafrans and Boko Haram? Has there been a defense of Biafrans?
No, not at all, because we are not allowed to defend ourselves. They can kill us. They can get arms flowing in from Lebanon, from Iran, from Saudi Arabia. There are jihadists coming from all over the place, coming in there. There was a plane load of arms that came in, was detained at the airport from Egypt. The Arab world, that is what drives me insane. The Arab world and the Islamic world are busy supporting Boko Haram in their stated aim of spreading Islam to Christians in Nigeria. The Christian world are not reciprocating. They're not coming to our rescue. I don't know how you can defend yourself against somebody who is armed with RPGs, armed with AK-47s. I don't know if you do that through prayer and fasting. I do not know.
Right.
But that is the sort of condition we're faced with. In other words, as we speak right now, the process of Islamization is gathering momentum, and no one is doing anything.
Right. It's medieval. It's you will convert or you will die.
They crucified some people. Was it 2 days ago? I think we've got the pictures on Facebook.
They actually
crucified some people.
They actually crucified.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. It's something ISIS is doing that they're doing that we're going to. You either convert or we kill you. And I don't know why the world expects us to deal with that. It's either there's something going on. It's either everyone else is a Muslim. That's why I say sometimes that everyone in the West is a Muslim. That's what I say, because you couldn't possibly keep quiet when such a thing is going on.
No.
It's terrible.
No.
Terrible.
You're opening my eyes in ways I knew this was going to be eye-opening. I did not realize what is happening. Who is Boko Haram organically? Are they a government creation? Are they...
Boko Haram is, you need to understand the geopolitics of Nigeria to then start comprehending the concept or the ideology that drives the insanity that is Boko Haram. In the north, you have the areas you call the Mohammedan Emirates of the North. These are people who are predominantly, by ancient culture and tradition, Islamic. They are Hausa, Fulani people. In the west, coming down near Lagos, you have the Yoruba people, and in the east you have the Biafran people. Now, the Hausa Fulani people, we are told by the British that they have the right to rule in perpetuity Nigeria. The British in 1953 and 57 were involved in a massive fraud to rig the census results. In other words, they skewed the numbers to always favor the Hausa Fulani people that they may remain in power. And the reason for that is that the British is scared that Biafran people, especially the Igbos, are somehow human, that we can think properly.
Yeah.
And we have the oil. The oil wells the reserves, everything is where we come from.
In Biafra.
And the British couldn't retain or sustain their colonial presence in Africa because the USA asked them to leave. So what they now did is to take the control of the oil, hand it over to a group of people they think they can manipulate very easily. That's all. That's what has happened. And now they now believe that they have the right to rule. Unfortunately for them, President Goodluck Jonathan, the incumbent, emerged out of circumstances that could be described as somehow mysterious. He came up as the president, and now they don't like it. 3 people funded Boko Haram: the ex-president, head of state Buhari, another ex-head of state, Hausa Fulani Islamic person called Babangida, another vice president, Atiku Abubakar. They consciously went out to fund Boko Haram because Buhari said after Jonathan won the 2011 elections that I will make the country ungovernable. He said it openly. And they went ahead to do it by killing poor, defenseless Biafran Christians, because they know that Christians around the world will not come to our rescue.
Yeah.
They also know that no other people will come to our rescue because they don't want us to emerge as a people. That's a problem.
Yeah. So the British don't want you to emerge as a people.
No.
Aha.
That's a problem.
It's a huge problem.
Massive. But this time around, whether they like it or not, I'm sure the British didn't want the USA to emerge either.
No.
Whether they like it or not, we shall emerge.
Yeah.
Or everything else there will die.
It'll have to. I mean, It's one or the other at this point.
One thing has to happen. Either we have Biafra or we all die. There's no going back this time around. There'll be no exile, no running away. That is our land. We've lived there for thousands of years. That's where we were born. That's where we will die.
Yeah. Are you all willing to go back and be there?
At the drop of a heart, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And a heartbeat.
Yeah.
We'll go there.
And obviously loved ones are there. And
they're there. My parents are there. My loved ones are there.
Yeah.
And it's a land we've been in for, as I said, thousands of
years. And a history and a rich culture and a vibrant way of life that has literally been
obliterated.
Yeah.
You go to the book of Leviticus. 80% of what you have in the book of Leviticus occurs where I come from. 80%. 80%.
The Levitical law.
Everything. It wasn't us. I strongly believe, this is my hypothesis. Of course I hold on to it very strongly. As soon as the British discovered in the late 18th century, because the same Hausa Fulani people in Zamfara told them, I think I have the map somewhere in London, that across that river lies what they believe to be part of the lost tribe of Israel. All hell broke loose. Yeah. There was then a very systematic and deliberate policy to obliterate our history. The British first said that the Igbos don't have any history. First of all, they removed the name Biafra, which was exactly the name they used to go into treaties with us. They used, you see there clearly written, the chiefs of Ishekiri and Biafra. They then quietly took that away to now only take a component of that, one clan alone, which is Igbo. Because in Biafra, you have the Idoma, you have the Igbo, you have the Bibio, you have the Efik, you have the Izon people, which they call Ijo, you have the Shekiri, you have the Robo, and some parts of Igala.
Wow.
These are the 7 people that make up, these are the 7 tribes that make up Biafra land. The British came, then isolated all the rest, those of our cousins around us, and focused their attention on us. But there's one good thing about it, is that in their amalgamation document that they produced in 1904 or thereabout, which I still have, they made reference, the very first time a European is referring to an African race as great. Yes, the man said the great Igbo race across the Niger. And that speaks volumes.
And the Niger's the river.
The river, yes.
And they, so Nigeria is taken from just drawing lines on the map from the river.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's the name. I mean, the name is Nigeria, named after a river. Before that was the Royal Niger Company, which is a British company,
right,
which by royal charter was running the whole place. And then from that, incrementally, I have all the paperwork.
Yeah.
So they signed. At no time did we give the British the consent to form a country called Nigeria. At no time in our history. I have all the paperwork. We gave them our land to trade.
Right.
That's all. But they went ahead and gradually decided to form a country. They despised us so much that they handed us over to house Fulani Islamic Caliphate. And now they're killing us and nobody's coming to our rescue, which I think is very sad.
If we come to the rescue, how are we coming?
We need support from USA, from United States government, from the Christian community in the USA, and more importantly also from the Jewish community in the USA. They did something, in fairness to them, in 1968, 69, 70. The Jewish Congress in the USA did something. They tried to lobby the US government and Congress to do something about Biafra. From these 3 groups, we expect a lot to come from them to pressure the Obama administration to support what we are doing, to make sure that Biafra comes to exist. Biafra is the only natural ally that USA will ever have in Africa.
In Africa, yeah.
Natural. We are never going to bomb USA. Are we? We can come here to work for you. We're never going to kill you. That's
Right.
number 1.
Yeah.
We are very, very loyal, hardworking, and friendly people. Go and ask anyone, they will tell you. And I see no reason why a people that believe in the irreducibility of an individual, that believes in liberty, that believes in equality and in freedom, the same creed, the same ideals upon which this very great nation USA was founded upon, why would you not naturally gravitate towards those people? I can't understand it.
Right.
And if you want to stop the menace of Boko Haram, they should support the creation of Biafra.
Absolutely.
That's all they need to do. We don't want them to do anything. Just come at the UN or make a press statement in the White House by saying that the people of Biafra, their suffering is intolerable. We may have to revisit the issue of them still belonging to one Nigeria. That's what they need to say. That's all.
And it would change.
It's done.
Yeah.
It's a game changer. It's finished.
Yeah. Wow.
We don't need U.S. troops to come.
No.
We are more than capable. We held out for 3 years.
Yeah.
Against the combined might of Britain, USSR, and the entire Arab world.
Yeah.
For 3 years. So we can deal with them. Trust me, we can. We can.
And do they want that? Does Boko Haram want that? Do they want that violent end?
They do. And sometimes in life, you need to confront them violently.
Yeah.
Or else it will continue to fester.
Yeah.
We must meet them.
And that's hard as Christians.
Yes.
That's hard
very,
as
very hard, because we don't take life where we come from.
No.
In other cultures and religion and language, you call another person a human being or a person. Where we come from, we say matter, which means the beauty of life. So you're forbidden from killing anybody.
Yeah.
You don't kill somebody, because that is the embodiment of God's creation. A person is known as Madhu. Madhu means beauty of life. So you don't take life. So it's very hard for us.
Yeah. But you've been pushed.
No, we are being killed.
Yeah.
Killed. every day.
Not pushed, killed.
Not pushed, you're being killed.
Let me ask a couple.
Sure.
I'll sit down here too. Christians, by and large, seem to be oriented towards individual faith, and they seem to be reluctant to face the fact that at times war is necessary. They call the concept of a holy war being something that you have to struggle with. How have you looked at that? How do you take your faith and the need to sometimes go to war? How does that work for you? How have you? Because you're a very thoughtful man, and I know you've had to look at these issues and defend it.
Yes, the thing is this: my faith taught me to value life, to try to live by the same tenets that have been preached over the years, as contained in the Bible. But there comes a time when self-preservation takes precedence over and above whatever we may think suits us individually. Because by going to war, we are seeking to preserve, in our case, the children of God. If you do nothing, you become extinct. And there will be no one left to worship God where we come from. So the best thing for us to do is to try as much as possible to reason or come to some level of agreement or accommodation with our adversaries, which has failed so far. The only alternative left for us is to go and meet them wherever we can find them. And we don't have any difficulties, because the reason why you have the U.S. Army is to preserve the ideals upon which this country is founded upon. Even your own body has its own defense immune system, isn't it? Without it, the human body will perish. Everywhere you go to, even in heaven, you have angels with their swords guarding the gates of heaven, against the forces of darkness and of hell. So even if you extrapolate the argument and take it away into the natural world, where nature rather than reason obtains, you will still see the same phenomenon and forces at play, that there is need for you to defend yourself.
I have another question, and that is, certainly our founding fathers had to struggle with that very issue. As it related to England, they had a strong faith, different faiths, possibly, but they had to come up with a Declaration of Independence. You are the vocal person that has really brought together Radio Biafra. What are the coalitions you have? Do you find that you have... How would you write your Declaration of Independence? What would be included within that? What are the values? Would there be religious freedom for other people who have a different point of view?
Yes, there will be religious freedom. We've had it before. By our very nature, by our name, Biafra means come and join. That's the meaning of it.
Yeah.
Everybody, including the Sultan of Sokoto, can seek asylum in Biafra, will respect him and will allow him to come in. It's in our nature, that's how we are. From childhood, your thoughts. If your mom is beating you up or whatever, or chastises you a lot, you just run to the next person. All you need to do is to hold them very tightly, and your mom or your dad will never touch you. We've always had it. So tolerance is interwoven in our essence, in our being. Freedom, freedom, freedom. In every way you can imagine it. There is a name, there's something we say will come from. Onyenachia means, I can never judge you, it's between you and your God. So that tells you.
Absolutely.
We are the original architects of freedom, and the British will attest to that.
Yeah.
We never had any theocracy, no dictatorship, no kings, nothing for thousands of years. We are not about to start now.
For the first time, I think America, in the face of ISIS going into Syria and Iraq, has opened our eyes to the reality of the desire for a caliphate. We think of that now in terms of the Middle East, but Africa has been facing that for a long time. Talk to us about a little bit about the mission that the Islamic jihadists have within Africa to control all of Africa.
And to dovetail on that, it's because this tolerance and this freedom that Americans feel, that you feel, Boko Haram does not feel.
They don't.
And ISIS does not feel. And as near as I can tell, Islam does not feel. I'm not a judge of Islam. I don't know.
I will judge them because you don't live with them.
No.
I do.
Yeah.
So I can judge them.
Okay.
The fact of the matter is this. If you go back to the statements made by the man that brought this virulent form of Islam into Nigeria, made Othman Danfodio, from Othman Danfodio to Ahmadu Bello, the son, and right up until this very moment, there's been one common theme running through everything they have said, their ideology, their philosophy, their thinking, their way of life, which is to propagate violent Islam all the way to the ocean. That's something you must know. That work has continued unabated. Biafra is the only piece of unconquered Islamic territory in West Africa, and they are seeking to take it. They vowed to take Biafra. Is on tape, which we will supply you with. So you can see what these people are saying. When you bomb Afghanistan, when USA bombs Afghanistan, they kill us in Nigeria. When there is a cartoon of Prophet Muhammad, they kill us. Every blessed day we are dying. We live with the reality. The slow march of Islam has been ceaseless from time, encouraged by the British. Encouraged by the British. Whatever they have been. The British government, you may wish to know, has never supported the independence of any Christian country in the world since the beginning of time. But they have always consciously and studiously supported the emergence of an independent Islamic caliphate.
Yeah.
Lawrence of Arabia.
One of the criticisms that could come your way, or at least questions that could come your way, and that is Biafra does have control of the principal oil within Nigeria, were it to be formed under the present situation.
That's correct, yes.
That is a major obstacle, I would imagine, for people who are frightened of the fact that if you do gain control, they will lose the opportunity of having access to that. How do you approach, as an independent Biafra, the issues that are around the oil, around criticisms, and the resistance that will happen to your independence on the basis of that resource alone?
The resource, we believe in development, which means the oil will have to be sold to our friends and to our partners, and in return, I'm an economist myself, in return we get vital foreign exchange with which, or foreign reserves with which to try and develop other aspects of the economy. We believe in what investment. We would like companies from countries that are friendly and supportive of Biafra to come in to invest in Biafra. We want investment. We don't want to be like Saudi Arabia, you sell oil and you buy everything else. No, right. We want tangible, concrete investments to come in. We are not going to drink the oil. It's a natural resource. We need to give it to the economies of our friends to keep growing, because a very healthy US economy or a very healthy EU economy is also going to be beneficial to Biafra. So we can find export markets for our goods and services. We are like that. I mean, we're not, we understand the intricacies of world economy and the need to make available to the international market your resources is to continue to fuel human development. So, it is not a problem. Our oil fields and that very sector will be open to our friends, and only to our friends. You can't expect not to help us and then eventually we let you in. It's not going to work that way. But if you help us, of course, it's there for all to have access to. We've gone on record to say that oil is not our problem. All we want is freedom. Oil is not the issue. The issue is freedom. Once we have freedom and a semblance of dignity, then we can exist as human beings, because right now I don't see myself as a human being. A monkey is better than me because I don't have freedom.
One of the things that it's always impressed me, the more I've come to know about your country's history, is the productivity of your people through the ages. You have been, and now many of them who have left Nigeria are all over the world, being productive, hoping that this would happen. I know when Israel eventually became its own country, there was a homecoming, and probably millions of people going to their homeland again. Is that part of your vision? Tell us a little bit about your vision for the future.
They will come back, including some of you from the USA as well. That will be the most natural home for African American people. It will be natural. That will be very, very natural for them to come to, because if you look at the map of Biafra, which is right here in front of us, you will see that the rising sun is cleverly positioned on the black strip of the flag, which means that we bring light where there is darkness. That's what we do. Everybody will run open doors, not just for Biafrans, but also for African Americans that have not been able to connect with Africa for very many centuries. They can come back and become a part of it. Because, mind you, most of the people that were taken away from Africa to come to work in the plantations of the USA came from the Bight of Biafra. This is where we come from. We open our doors for them to try and come back in. Everybody is welcome to come back, to be there.
One of the things they talk about in the Middle East is that none of the countries there outside of Israel pass the public square test. And the public square test is that you can stand on the corner of a street and be critical of their government and their religion and survive. It seems to me this is a stand for freedom and for liberty.
Yes.
And your focus on liberty is a very important part of what drives you.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about your own journey. I mean, you have gone through beatings. I understand you've been in
everything. I've been stripped naked and everything. For my faith.
Because talk to us a little bit about your journey, because it has been a personal one where you continue to be a voice for Biafra.
Yes. It started very many years ago. I was educated in England. I went to school in London, and upon graduation, I decided to serve my people because I didn't like what was going on. We have a group of friends, about 6 of us from Africa. We said when we graduate, we pick one tiny African country and go there and try and develop it. Very, very thoughtful and quite progressive of us. And upon graduation, the rest got very blue chip jobs and developed cold feet. I decided to carry on with it because I felt that the only thing that makes you human is your ability to reason. And as an African, as somebody from Biafra land, unless my land reflects what I believe I possess up here, then I have not made any telling or meaningful contribution to the advancement of mankind. So I decided to plug ahead with it. I went home initially to try and see what we can do to start a revolution on the ground, because the existing order is essentially irredeemably corrupt, as you well know. So we started it, and it didn't quite go very well. I came back to the UK, reassembled, and went back again. We met a few people. We started Radio Biafra, and we started preaching the truth in 2009. And some people were uncomfortable with it. And when I traveled home for a private family ceremony, I was kidnapped. I was beaten, I was tortured, I had people spit at me, some urinated and poured it at me, and for speaking the truth, for telling them that the way they were doing things weren't proper. That wasn't enough. I was arrested before then at Murtala Mohammed Airport. I was detained for 8 days solitary confinement at the SSS headquarters because I was preaching Biafra, had some Biafra materials on me. And after that, I was transferred to Abuja under military escort, a 5-car convoy. I was detained for 3 months, solitary confinement again. And there I met the coup plotters from Equatorial Guinea, Maktacha, or the rest of them. And actually, I think the reason why God sent me there was because to save the lives of those people, I believe. Because had I not gone in there, they would have been killed. But as soon as I came out, I told Amnesty International what was going on, and then they started to sort of fight for them to be released and stuff. So I came, and then I struggled again to start Radio Biafra. People weren't forthcoming. I became homeless in England as a result of it because I was investing so much in broadcasting on shortwave, which is it's very prohibitively expensive. And then we continued, went on to the internet. that our budget could carry us, and then now we're on satellite. So, and it's been relentless, because one thing is, if you're doing the right thing, which I believe we're doing, you continue doing it until at a time when the world will then come to the realization that what you're saying is true, because the suffering has continued, the killings, the death, the deprivation, the deportation. I'm not sure you know that you deport people. Do you know you can deport somebody from a part of Nigeria to another?
How do you do that?
By forcibly removing them from the streets, locking them up somewhere, putting them in a vehicle, and then transporting them to wherever you want them to go to.
Americans have seen, quote, the Arab Spring actually create more chaos in Africa and the Middle East. It is unchained, even worse conditions, as you'll say. Now you're talking almost like a Christian spring. What's different about your approach? How do you move from talking about it on Radio Biafra to actually having it happen? You mentioned, a couple of statements by the government of the United States would help in the UN, those kinds of things. But tell me, how does that move? What's it different? How's it different?
That's what people are waiting for, because people keep asking us all the time, what is the U.S. government stance on what we are agitating for or talking about? What is the UN saying? That's what they want to hear.
Right.
What does America think? And the UN. So for us, that is the trigger. That is the catalyst that will solve a lot of problems. And the world must be able to rise up and be very mature about it, to say to themselves that in Africa, actually, we do have human beings who can reason properly and not try to be as condescending as they've been all this while, or to...
For years
condescending. There seems to be this very funny thing that self-awareness of criticism works in the West, but you, as a black person from Africa, you're not allowed to criticize yourself or something. I don't believe in that. I believe in being self-critical. If I've done something wrong, I believe in appraising myself. How we're going to do it is very simple. The American public is also very critical in this. If the American public can give us their support, that will then spur us on to go back to our people and to say the government may not be listening, but the people that own America are listening, and we can work with them. That will then give them the impetus to go ahead and rightfully possess what belongs to them. Because one thing we're not going to have, which is what we're making it very clear to the world, is this. The status quo can't continue, I'm afraid. It can't continue. It can't. And in terms of controlling the outcome, the aftermath of any kind of spring that may result, is that you always look at the value system of a people. That is the determinant. That determines the outcome. Those of them that believe in unwavering Sharia Islam, you always know that you cannot have a democracy, liberty, or freedom under Islamic rule. It's there in the Quran, if you bother to read it. It's there. It can never happen. And then you have Biafra'S on the other end of the spectrum that believes in libertarian values, not just liberty. We are libertarians to the extreme. When you grow up where we come from, you migrate a few miles away from your father's house so that your parents would even have to disturb you. You go there and grow your own family all by yourself. We come from a country where if you're born a male child, automatically, by right of nature, one day you will become a landlord. You will have a piece of land upon which to build. Irreducible. It never changes. Therefore, in our bones, not just in the blood, we have the DNA of freedom implanted in it. All these things changed, and we're trying to go back to it. So we can never, the excesses of what happens when you have a new African country won't apply in our case, because frankly, we're not like them.
Right.
Can never be.
Yeah.
We are different.
And doing so, as you say, is part of what Americans, what Westerners would refer to as seed planting, as putting a Christian, economically cooperative people in a place where we've really not had that.
Exactly. And not only that, I travel across the stretch of Africa. I travel from Gabon all the way to Gambia all the time. And it would please me to see Americans, all these my people here, bring down their friends to come home on holidays to say, these are my friends, I brought them from the USA and all the rest for us to enjoy. You can't do that anymore, can you? Because you're afraid of kidnappings and all the rest of it, all these social vices and ills. The best thing that America can ever do in terms of its foreign policy is to support the emergence of Biafra. Ever. Because, as you quite rightly pointed out, from Biafra, America can say, I can always use Biafra as an example. The same way that Israel is used as an example in the Middle East. Isn't it very funny that Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East where you can vote, you can actually stand on the street corner and criticize anybody you like.
Including the Israelis.
And nothing happens to you.
Yeah.
Nothing. I said to people that criticism can only make you get better. It won't kill you. It won't kill you. It does nothing to you. Somebody saying, oh, you're stupid, you're this. Tell me what you're doing with our money, our taxes. And it's for you to stand there and explain. That is why we run Radio Biafra the way we do. So that when we graduate from here into proper governance, by the grace of God, you can be able to stand up and defend your record before the people. That is how America became the strongest country in the world. Not by doing things in the secret. I said this to some, I used to say to them all the time, never be afraid of openness. After all, the greatest country in the world does all their inquiries in the open. Is it the Iraq gate? Is it the Watergate issue? Everything is in the open. Did it weaken the presidency? The answer is no, it made them stronger.
If you had one more thing to say to the people, either on video or in reports, or what would you want to say to Americans here who do value freedom and will want to hear what you have to say?
To those Americans here that value freedom and believe in it, it is also their duty to protect freedom wherever they can, to protect people defending the ideals upon which the USA is founded upon. Very, very critical. It is no use saying I'm an American, things works here for me, because in a not too distant future won't work anymore. You can't travel to London because ISIS will be there, I can show you. Now, it is the duty of America. I mean, the world is at a crossroads right now. As I said earlier during my opening statement, the battle between good and evil, light versus darkness. So it is either you stand in faith with what you know to be correct than for you to be cowed by, I cannot put it, by what you perceive to be the overwhelming preponderance of the forces of darkness. And because of that, you cower into a corner because they're going to come after you. The disease in your body, if you leave it, it keeps festering. You must confront it.
London was a revelation to me for that very reason. More Islamic people than I had ever experienced in one place, including all over Austria, Hungary, where I was, and there were some there, but London was and there was a protest the day that we were there, and we were walking by Westminster Abbey, and the protest was gigantic, and it was Gazans protesting against Israel. And they were being protected by the UK police, and as is their right to free speech. But one of the signs read, "Britain accomplice to murder," and it didn't dawn on me until what you've just said, how ironically true that statement is.
It is true.
What they have supported will come to bite them.
That's what I tell them all the time, that the British made a monumental mistake by supporting the death of 3.5 million of my people. The worst mistake ever made. They will come after them and they will kill them. You mark my words somewhere. The British Isles will be overrun by Islam. Because they are there already. Do you know that they don't pay for their parking tickets?
Yes.
Do you know that?
I knew.
The Muslim number one name in the UK for a child is Muhammad.
That's correct.
Is that right?
Yes. Go and have a look at it. It is there. So the UK government and her people supported the emergence of Bosnia-Herzegovina from a predominantly Christian Orthodox Serbia and before that Yugoslavia. They supported the emergence of Albania, also Muslim. And what's the other one again? there's Albania, there's Kosovo as well.
And the US did too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They supported the freedoms of all the Arab countries away from the Ottoman Empire, Lawrence of Arabia or the rest of it. The British occupied Palestine and refused the right of passage. I read Leon Uris's book, Exodus. I don't know if you've ever read it before. I read it. How they refused Exodus to dock. I think it was in Haifa also, by the British garrison there, saying no to them, that they can't come in. But you can quite easily go to the same Bible that you read all the time and see who owns the land. They can see it very clearly. Because there is something about humanity, I would say, that baffles me. You have before you all the available facts and evidence, and you consciously choose to ignore it. There's something wrong with that person. And also the British did. So it doesn't really surprise me at all. And I've said to them before that you have something against the children of God. That's the British people. Of course they did. In Israel, they didn't want to go away. The British officers were within the Jordanian. In fact, the entire officer class of the Jordanian army that fought the Israel in the War of Independence, where people didn't know this, was staffed by British officers.
Really?
Yes, go and have a look. Go and have a look. The Jordanian army, go and have a look. They still lost. Anyway, now, the fact remains that we must be bold enough. America is the last bastion of hope. That is why sometimes Obama's administration, I wonder. I don't know what's going on.
I do too.
We must stand up and for some time do away with political. I can't stand political correctness. Do away with it for some minute and face the hard reality. If somebody has a problem that requires invasive surgery, you cut them open to get at the problem and then resolve it.
Right.
There is no need applying ointment or trying to be very nice to them when people are festering and dying on the inside. That is what he has to do. He needs to be decisive. The support for Israel is critical. It is critical. There is no way you can use human shield or launch attacks against a sovereign nation from the comfort of a, children's classroom and don't expect some measure of reprisal. When the Japanese attacked America, America responded. When Hitler attacked Britain, Churchill responded. You never allowed tyranny or terror to prevail. Why must other people be allowed to live under that? It's not possible. If you don't help us, we all sink in this one big, gigantic cauldron of deceit and lies.
And darkness.
And darkness, of course. Very important.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. What an eye-opening experience.
Heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth.
Yes, I can say that from what I have just listened from you, it is just not ordinary.
Very wonderful. When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that welcome. Thank you for joining us on this very evening program. I appreciate everyone that has connected wherever you are connecting from. I thank you for being part of this program. Like and share the program if it resonates with you. Invite others to join us. It is Monday, a very special day in the cause of Biafra, a day that we have already mapped out to continue to demand for our right to ask for the unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu, to ask for the release of every Biafran prisoner that is held captive, including our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. A day we show that Nigeria is gone and gone for good. A day we show that Nigeria has lost legitimacy in Biafran territory. We will never forget Monday. We will always keep this memory alive. It doesn't matter the number of people that participate. It doesn't matter the number of people that are obeying it. It doesn't matter how many people are complying. But we must keep that memory alive because it is very important. It is very important. It is something that we must not let go of. No matter how bad, hard it is, no matter the attack, the pressure, we must not let go. And if there is nothing else, every Monday, you must remember Nnamdi Kanu. Every Monday, you must remember Simon Ekpa. If there is any other day they don't remember Nnamdi Kanu, every Monday, he is always remembered. At least, when Nigerian government look, they will remember Monday. Anytime they see that date, Monday, they know there was a time when Simon Ekpa was there, that Biafra'S gave them a run. Every Monday, they will remember that this Monday is a day that Simon Ekpa gave them hell. The pressure of Monday sit at home can never be forgotten in the history of Nigeria. It will never be forgotten in the history of Biafra either. It is a memory that we must keep alive. It does not matter how many people comply or how many people doesn't comply. We must continue to remember the achievement that we have made through this Monday sit at home. And this is a legacy that must be protected. A legacy that trickled down from Nnamdi Kanu to Simon Ekpa, and we must not forget it, no matter what happens. Remember, I have always told you that in this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We don't come here to preach hate. We do not come here to attack people or individuals. We do not come here in this platform to push any false information or to give people fake hope. No. What we do in this platform is to speak the truth and nothing but the truth, regardless how many people are listening. But it's a question of time. Time shall tell. Time shall tell. Chukwu Okikabiyama will bear us witness that we say it when we have to say it. So wherever you are listening from, wherever you are watching from, I welcome you and I appreciate you. We will continue to do what we have to do. I have made up my mind that I will continue to give a voice to Nnamdi Kanu, give a voice to Simon Ekpa, no matter how hard it is. In any little opportunity I have, I will come out and give a voice to those who deserve to have that voice. The most important project that is before us today as Biafran is the release of Nnamdi Kanu and release of Simon Ekpa. There is no other project anywhere. There is no other project anywhere. The only project that is on the front line today that every one of us should be worried about and be thinking about is the release of Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa. Anything apart from that is a distraction. And wherever you are, whichever group you belong, whoever you are following, whatever you are preaching, make sure in that your little group, you ask question, what are you people doing for the release of Nnamdi Kanu? In every gathering, ask them, what are you doing for the release of Simon Ekpa? Tell them to show you. There is nothing on the ground in a case that is already public. There is nothing on the ground in a case that the whole world knows about and follow up. Anybody that tells you that he or she is doing it in secret, please ignore them. Ignore them. Support the things you can see physically. anything you can see physically that supports the freedom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and the freedom of Mazen Samara, support it. Support it. Regardless who is in charge, no matter where it's coming from, any project that is focused on the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and Mazen, that is the only project today that is genuine that I can advise any Biafra to be part of. Every other thing is just a distraction. Every other thing is just complete distraction. I am saying this because of what I have seen and what I know. I don't know what you are seeing. You know, some of us, we have eyes, but we can't see. Some of us will have ears, but we can't hear. Some of us have nose, but we can't smell. But there are some of us that their eyes is working. There are some of us that their senses is very, very active. When they see something, they never forget. When they hear, they never forget. Some of us, we see, but we can't be able to hear. That is why most of us are on social media speaking every day, because of those who cannot assimilate information. Even though they have heard it before, they cannot keep it. Even though they have seen, they can't interpret it. That is why we are on social media every day. Look at this video of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that I just played. If you follow that interview, I can listen to it over and over and over and over again. In that interview, you will see it's just like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was writing a book of what is happening today. And go and see what is happening today in Nigeria. Every single thing Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said in that very interview is just like page by page. Page by page. The whole thing that is happening in Nigeria, both in terms of the government, in terms of Boko Haram terrorism, every single thing, how to deal with them, what the international community should do, this very designation of Nigeria as a country of petroleum sign, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu spoke about every of those things in that very interview that I just played. But somehow, some of us have a very short memory. We cannot catch information. We listen to it, the next minute, we forget it. And that is why we are here, to go back and replay. And that is the way I give a voice to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That is the way I give a voice to Mazen Samareba. Most time, I also play the video of Mazen Samareba. Hopefully, before the end of the program, I will still play the message of Mazen Samareba so that you can listen and hear from him. We can never forget them. Their legacy must be kept alive. Their legacy must be kept alive. It doesn't matter what happens. And the Nigerian government, their sponsors, and the colonial masters, they know very well the effect of the presence of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. They know the effect of Mazen Samareba. That is why they took them away from us. And in their absence, they have succeeded in recruiting even our own people. They recruited our fellow agitators, Igbo people. They are the one today that are attacking Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. They are the one attacking Mazen Samareba. They are the one today. They open many of them today. They open platform, challenging and attacking Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. It is a shame. This was a battle that Mazen Samareba fought and made sure it didn't happen. And in his presence, it didn't happen. But today, because he's not around, it is happening. And some people who joined the enemies to fight Mazen Samareba, they are confessing today. Many of them have now realized that Simon was right. Mazen Samareba was right. But when he was shouting and talking, nobody paid attention. Nobody listened. They called him name. They gathered up together. They put bounty on his head. But today, it's a different ballgame. It is not finished though. For every single thing everybody does, you will pay. Every one of them, more especially the Igbo people, you will reap whatever you are sowing today. All the evil you have sown, you are going to reap it. You are going to reap it. You can't escape it. More especially the Biafran people, Igbo Biafra'S. If you are part of any fraud, you will reap what you have sown. You sold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Mazen Samareba. You sabotaged him and you sold him out.
The forces that are supposed to defend you, you destroyed it. You destroyed the BLA, Biafra Liberation Army. You destroyed them completely. He who kills a native doctor should remember that the enemies are not finished. When you kill a native doctor that are prepared charm for you, remember that the enemies know the finish you. Enemies know the finish. When you kill a native doctor that prepared a charm for you, you think the enemies know the finish. And very soon, then you will understand. Then you will know what you have done to yourself. Will we continue to speak? Will we continue to talk? Today, you see them. Nigerian government is freely today. They are very free. Nobody is confronting them. They are very free promoting their election next year. They are very free campaigning. They are very free. Nobody is challenging them anyway. Because Mazen Nnamdi is not outside. Mazen Simon Ekpa is not there. Nobody, no single person is challenging the government of Nigeria today. And they are not scared. They went to Igbo land and they formed their city boys and they are making their campaign across the country. Unchallenged. Unchallenged. The responsibility we are supposed to hold to make sure it doesn't happen in our land. But today, who is talking? Instead, the ones that the IPOB in Nigeria are the one keeping the case of Mazen Nnamdi busy. IPOB in Nigeria are busy fighting Mazen Nnamdi. That is the assignment they have been given. Continue to use that to distract the Biafra'S so that none of them will talk about election. IPOB in Nigeria, they are using them to distract the Biafra'S, using the one they call Lolo Nokpa. Lolo Nokpa is the one that owned that contract. They gave her that contract and they go to VOP and paid for her. She's appearing in VOP 2 times every week. They pay for a slot for her in VOP, a national TV. And still some people are listening to her. How can somebody be promoting a proscribed group on a national TV? How can somebody be promoting a proscribed group on a national TV and nobody is talking? Nobody's talking. It's just like Gumi. You see, when Gumi was promoting the bandit, every time he comes, he defended bandit. And everybody is talking about Gumi. Everybody is talking about Gumi. Why are they not complaining about Lolo Neka? Why are they not complaining about Lolo Neka that is promoting a proscribed group in a national TV? The reason they are not complaining is because they are the ones sponsoring her. It is a distraction. It is a distraction. They pay Lolo Neka for that, and she's doing it for them. Destroy the image of Mazen Nnamdi, make Biafra'S turn against Mazen Nnamdi, speak against him, and make people make the loyalty for Mazen Nnamdi die. But I tell her, instead of the loyalty of Mazen Nnamdi to die, she herself will die. Instead of the loyalty of Biafran people to Mazen Nnamdi to die, Lolo Nokpa will die. She doesn't know the danger she's putting herself into. She doesn't know. Because Chukwu that sent Mazen Nnamdi on this mission. The whole sacrifice that Mazen Nnamdi made for this mission. You cannot go free if you stand against him. The sacrifice that Mazen Simon have made in this struggle, you can't go free if you fight, except they are not genuine. Except they are not truly fighting for Biafra. But from everything we have seen, Mazen Nnamdi and Amasa are genuinely seeking for nothing for Biafra. They have publicly denounced everything that has to do with their life. They publicly denounced everything, including participating in politics abroad, leaving their profession. The only thing they have is the pursuit of Biafra. These two people, Mazen Nnamdi and Mazen Simon, has no other contract, no other project in life except the restoration of Biafra. And you come online, all you do is to attack them. You come online, all you do to abuse them, and you think you go free. You will never go scot-free. You will never, ever go scot-free. Today, Monday, is a special day that we remember them. If you don't remember them any other day, on Monday, You must remember them. It is must, compulsory, by force. Every Monday, you must remember Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa, whether you like it or not. You can't escape it. Even you try to, you will never escape it. When you wake up from your sleep every Monday, you remember it is Monday. The day that Mazi Simon Ekpa gave Nigeria government pressure that they cannot forget. A pressure that made the National Assembly begin to talk. A pressure that brought the attention of the whole world. A pressure that made the presidency, the senior president, begin to cry. They will never forget it. And we will make sure they don't forget it. That is why today, Monday, we are choosing our topic which says, Monday sit at home, the silence that shakes Nigeria. Can Biafra resolve force global attention now? Can Biafra resolve force global attention now? Of course, it can. Only if we continue to do what we are supposed to do and move away from distraction. So, my brothers and sisters, I welcome every one of you on this very program. I'm not going to take much of your time. We are going to spend just a few time and I will let go. I will listen to the message of Master Simon Ekpa. Today we are doing what we have to do. We will have to keep speaking. We have to keep talking. No matter how difficult it is, no matter how many people are listening. In all your platforms, share this program, share it and talk. Share to somebody. Don't worry how many people watch. Don't worry. Don't bother about it. Just share it. Click like and share. As you join, click like and share. We will keep reminding the world of what is going on. We will keep reminding the world. There is a silence that happens every Monday. We will keep reminding the world that there is a silence that happens every Monday. A silence that is not weakness. A silence that is not fear. But a silence that speaks. A silence that shouts. A silence that demands to be heard across nations. That silence is the Monday sit at home. And every Monday, this silence is heard across the world. And today, we ask, are we taking this memory alive? Are we keeping this memory alive? Or are we allowing it to fade? Question to every Biafran. Are we keeping the memory of Monday sit at home alive? Or we are allowing it to fade? It's a question you have to ask yourself and answer it genuinely from your heart. My people, the Monday sit at home is not just a protest. It is not just staying indoor. It is a symbol. Monday sit at home is a symbol of remembrance, a symbol of resistance, a symbol of unity. It tells a story of people who refuse to forget. Every empty street, every closed shop, every quiet road is a message. Don't forget that. A message that says, we remember, we will never forget. We resist. We are still here. Every Monday, the whole world will know that there are still people who are crying for self-determination. There are still people who are unjustly treated. There are still people who are unjustly detained. Every Monday, that memory comes back. This is civil disobedience, not violence, not chaos. The government of Nigeria have tried as much as they can to frame it to be violence, make it chaos, but it is not. It is simply civil disobedience and it is legitimate. The best democratic way for people to express themselves when they are not heard. More especially when you are dealing with tyrants. the best way to express yourself. Civil disobedience. It is not violence. It is not chaos. But a peaceful, powerful declaration that enough is enough. That is what it is. It doesn't matter what the government makes it to look like. No. The truth will always be the truth. And we will continue to speak the truth. We must continue to keep the legacy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa. That legacy must be kept. That legacy must be maintained, no matter what. We must speak the truth boldly. The movements did not come from nowhere. This movement, you see, did not just fall from the sky. It is tied to the sacrifice and voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa. This movement we are talking about, movement of actualization of Biafra, the sit at home, did not come from nowhere. It is tied to the sacrifice and voices of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa. And that is the bitter truth that must be told. I don't care how you feel. It is the truth, and that truth must be told. These names has become symbol in Biafra struggle. The name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon have become a great symbol in Biafra struggle. And you can't beat it. I am talking about people that have done things that we can see and resonate with. The people that brought us to the state we are today. Before the enemy struck and created so much divisions. Today we have so many divisions. We have so many people claiming what they are not. We have so many people with different titles. But what brought us to this stage today? The symbol of this struggle today, the names that brought, have become a symbol. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa has become a symbol of defiance, symbols of courage, symbols of people who refuse to bow. I want you to listen and pay attention. Pay attention very closely. The leaders of Biafra that we know today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa, these people are the symbol of defiance, the symbol of courage, and symbol of a people who refuse to bow to slavery. And we will continue to keep their legacy. We will continue to keep their legacy and celebrate them, regardless what happens, regardless how anybody feels. Regardless the attack from right, left, and center is meaningless. Love them or criticize them. Agree or disagree with them. It is up to you. It is up to you. You are entitled to your opinion. But one truth remains. They have shaped the conversation. That is the truth you can never forget. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa have shaped the conversation of Biafra to what it is today. They are the one that shaped the conversation of Biafra to what it is today. Take it to the bank. They have awakened generation. And the Monday Sit at Home is part of that legacy. Monday Sit at Home is part of that legacy that we must keep so that they will never ever be forgotten or swept under the carpet by anybody, regardless who you are. Today, you see that the battle is not just from Nigeria. Even the battle today is coming from Biafran people who claim to be Biafra'S. That is where the battle is coming from. Nigerian government have pumped money. They paid money to even conventional media to begin to promote IPOB in Nigeria, to fight against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is how far they have gone. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu prophesied about this money they spoke about it, you didn't believe. Mazi Samuel confirmed it. Today, you see the money working. It is not just paying 9 million for lobbying. Within Nigeria, they paid Biafra people who are Biafra'S. Today, go and see them on social media. Their work destroy the reputation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, destroy the reputation of Mazi Samuel, attack them, make Biafra'S hate them. But I bet you, they are only digging their grave. No amount of lies, propaganda, and disrespect will make us to hate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is impossible. No amount of propaganda, lies, and hate will make us to hate Mazi Samuel. Instead of that, instead of Biafra'S to hate them, they will hate you that is pushing that hate on them. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Samuel have awakened a generation. And the more they sit at home is part of their legacy that must be kept. So the question is not about individual. The question is not about individuals. The question is, what does this movement mean for the people? What does this movement mean for the people, you and I? What does it mean for us? Because movements are bigger than men. But men ignite movement. Movements are bigger than men, but men ignite movement. Just like movements, you see. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ignited the IPOB. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ignited the present Biafra agitation we are seeing. But today, it is bigger than him himself, even though he's the one that ignited it. The level we are today, internationally, Mazi Samuel ignited it. Push the government narrative. Mazi Samuel created a government. But today, even the government is bigger than him. But their legacy will never be pushed aside. Never. We will never allow anybody to trample on their personality or their persons. We will never forget. We will never forget what they have done. I want you to listen carefully. The greatest threat to any struggle is not enemy outside. I will continue to repeat it over and over and over again. The greatest threat to any struggle is not enemy outside. It is forgetting from within. It is forgetting from within. So many of us have forgotten quickly all the sacrifice made by Mazi Samuel and Joko. So many of us have forgotten quickly the sacrifice made by Mazi Samuel. That today, when you are talking about their freedom, people don't care anymore. We are telling people to support the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Samuel, they don't care. And I tell you, the only project that the Biafra movement has, the only genuine project that the Biafra movement has today is how to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Samuel. That is the place you are supposed to be investing your resources. That is the only genuine project where you're supposed to invest your resources. And you'll be sure you've done something. Because as it stands today, the only project before us as Biafra'S is the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Samuel. Every other thing is just a show. Every other thing is just a distraction. Every other thing is just making you to have hope and think you are doing something. Just encourage you unnecessarily. But I tell you, I am not here to make you happy, not to make you angry, but telling you exactly what is obtainable. I have said this several times ago, that always look at the facts on the ground, not what I'm telling you, not even what I'm telling you, not what anybody is telling you. Every one of us that is of age, that have access to the social media and you're listening, you can be able to reason for yourself. After listening to all the numerous messages online, look at what is obtainable. Look at it by yourself. Check what is the reality on the ground. Because the reality is there, it's not hidden. More especially in this struggle of Biafra today, the reality is there. You can see it. You know the problem we are facing. You know the challenges we are facing in Biafra land. You know how Nigerian government is still in charge of our territory today, controlling it. There was a time when we were in charge of some areas in Biafra land. There was a time when we were in charge to an extent in Biafra, but today, Nigerian government have taken over everything. That is why today they are campaigning without any distraction. They don't even get, they form their city boy, they are doing everything. Nobody is standing on their way today. That even if Fulani today, if Fulani terrorists come to Biafra land, nobody's going to stand on their way. So you don't know. If Fulani change their way, they enter Biafra land, nobody's going to stand there. The only thing that is stopping them today is the grace of Chukwu Okike. The grace of Chukwu Okike. The fear of Donald Trump and his actions. That is why they have not come. The greatest threat to any struggle is not enemies outside. It is forgetting from within. We have forgotten where we are coming from. Many of us have forgotten the challenges ahead of us. Many of us have forgotten the suffering we have had to, what brought us to this level we are. We decided to choose lies, propaganda, blackmail, fighting your brother and your sister, lying against people. That is what you choose. The day we stop remembering, the day we become comfortable, the day we say it no longer matters, that is the day the struggle begins to die. The day we stop remembering the sufferings of our leaders, the day we stop remembering the legacy of our leaders, the day we become comfortable. So many of us today, very comfortable. You no longer want to talk about what is happening in Biafra land. You are just okay. When they come, they tell you, oh, everything is okay. Oh, we are in charge. We have taken over. Things are moving on well. You relax. You are comfortable. You are, even when you know that things are not okay, they tell you everything is all right. And you are comfortable. You relax. You relax. They put video for you, put games for you, put film for you, and you're watching. You relax. The day we say it no longer matters. That you're like they are saying today, everything you point out, they say it doesn't matter. When you point out a critical issue, they say it doesn't matter. Anything you point out, they say it doesn't matter. That is the day the struggle begins to die. And we can see it happening. If not by the grace of Chukwu Okike, if not that this struggle is a project in the hand of Chukwu Okike, it will be the story, it will be the gun, something that is gone and gone for good. But the only thing that's holding it today is Chukwu Okike himself holding his project. But those of us who still have some little freedom, what are we doing? Memory is power. We must not forget. Memory is power. And Monday Sit at Home is a memory in action. Monday Sit at Home is a memory. Don't ever forget it. We have done great job. Monday Sit at Home was what broke the camel back and continue to break the camel's back till tomorrow. All the governors tried and they failed. The federal government tried, they failed. The saboteurs, propagandists tried, they failed. Or Nnamdi tried, they failed. We must not forget what Master Simon Ekpa did. Kept the zoo on standstill. Gave the zoo sleepless nights. They were crying every day in all platforms. They couldn't sleep. Don't forget that. Don't forget the memory of Master Nnamdi and what Master Nnamdi did. The sacrifice he did. Gave up his parents, his mother and father. Gave up his career. If you listen to the video I just played, you will see how Master Nnamdi, everything that is happening today, he has stated it from A to Z. It's just like a playbook. It's just a playbook of what he has revealed before. Every warning he has given is just coming. We must keep that memory alive. If the streets become normal again, if the silence disappears, then message weakens. We must not allow the street to become normal. We must not allow the silence of Monday to disappear. We must not allow it. If we allow it, then the message weakens. And when the message weakens, the world stops listening. Some of you think you are doing me. You're not doing it to me. When you come here, you attack my platform, you report my program. You are doing it to yourself. You are reporting yourself. You are attacking yourself, not me. Like those that hacked my main account, you go there and you I know it's still the same Biafra people. People who are they are the ones that hijack my platform, my main platform. So you think that when you hijack my main platform, they are doing nonsense. Since that day, am I not still broadcasting? I broadcast every day. Every blessed day, I still come online. Who is sharing? Are you not the one that's going to be shared? Are you not the one that will be shared? We must keep this international pressure on. Keep the international pressure on the global stage now. We must continue to push on the global stage. The issue is not local anymore. Biafra restoration is not local, never local. As you join this program, it is your responsibility to share so that others will get the information that we are passing. If you don't, it is up to you. We are not forcing anybody. If the message resonates with you, don't keep it yourself. Give a like, a thumbs up, and share. When we talk about sabotage, there are so many ways you sabotage yourself. You don't know. Some of you, you don't want to like the program or share it because you think maybe you like it or you share it, you are doing it for me. Sorry. You think when you like the program or you share, it is for me. It is not for me. It is for us. If you refuse to like the program, you refuse to share, you are doing it to yourself. If you do good, you do yourself. You do bad, you do. I'm just a presenter here. And my own duty is to present every single day. Whether you take it or you don't take it, it is up to you. You are entitled to make your decisions. So let us speak to the global stage now. The issue is not just local anymore. This is about human rights. This is about justice. What is happening is about human rights, is about justice. This is about whether the world truly listens when a people cry out peacefully. Biafra'S have been crying out for many years. For many years now, we've been crying out. Why is the world not listening? The same people that will preach about human rights, the same people that will talk about peace, but yet we have been crying for years and nobody seems to pay attention. We are calling for attention. We are calling for accountability from the international community, because silence from the world can be just as powerful as action. Silence from the world can be just as powerful as action. And you know what that means? Your silence makes you complicit. Your silence simply means endorsement. The world need to act and act now. And most times, silence protects injustice. When you are silent, you are protecting injustice. That is why you must not be silent. Silence protects injustice. We must ask, why is the global media quiet on the continued detention of Nnamdi and Simon Ekpa? Why is the global media always silent on the issue of the people of Biafra? The genocide against the Biafra, the continuous loss of life of Biafran people, why are they silent? Why are powerful nations silent? Why? Why does peaceful resistance struggle? Why does peaceful resistance struggle not get the international attention? Why? Why? Why does peaceful resistance struggle to gain global attention? Why? Why is it that peaceful resistance struggle to gain global attention? Why? Why is it so? In a world that talks about injustice, in a world that talks of peace, why is it that peaceful resistance struggle to gain global attention? Why? Why is it so? Why is peaceful resistance struggling to gain global attention in a world that talks so much about human rights? This is why the message must continue. We must continue to speak. We must continue to speak. No matter what happens, we must continue to speak. Don't ever be silent. We must continue to speak. Because pressure only comes when voice cannot be ignored. Pressure only comes when voices cannot be ignored. So we must continue to speak in all our platforms, in all our groups. Continue to speak and speak meaningfully and tactfully. My people, this is not a moment of division. Enough of the division, enough of running helter-skelter, enough of all the propaganda, lies from East, West, and enough of the infighting. We are no longer in the moment of division. This is not a moment of internal conflict. This is a moment of unity. Because a divided people can never sustain a movement. A divided people, it will be almost impossible to sustain a movement. But a united people are unstoppable. When we are united, we become unstoppable. Whether you support one leader or another, no matter whoever you support, it doesn't matter. Remember, I don't care. For me here, I am my own to promote Biafra. Whoever you support, no matter who the leader you support is, whether you agree on strategy or not, the goal must remain clear. That is the unity of purpose I've been speaking about. No matter the group you are, whether the title you give to yourself, no matter the leader you support, no matter who is your favorite, no matter the group title you give to yourself, whether you agree on strategy or not, the goal must remain clear. Today, what most of us is lacking is that clarity of goal. Many of us are lacking clarity. That clarity of goal is not there. That is why anybody can come from anywhere and say something and you believe. Anybody can come and tell you anything and you're wrong with it. Some of them will come to my platform here and they type in the comments section, I look them and I laugh. Very, very ignorant people. That is why I talk about sheepish followership. And when I speak about people following sheepishly, it is those sheepish followers that get angry. Anytime I speak about people following sheepishly, just look, the people that will get angry are those people that are following sheepishly, that cannot even be able to identify things. The little thing they're supposed to identify in what they can't identify it. And they are the first to get angry. I have talked about sheepish followership. Even me, if you are following me on my platform, don't follow sheepishly. When you see something, when I say something that is not clear, ask question. Ask critical question. Disagree. Disagree. You must not agree with everything. Disagree until it is clear. If it is not clear, disagree until it is clear. So that is why I say, whether you support any leader or not, whether you support one leader or another, whether you agree on strategy or not, the goal, our goal must be one and made clear. It must be clear at all times. It must be clear. And what is the goal? Justice, dignity, freedom. Did you hear it? Justice, dignity, freedom. That will always be the goal. It doesn't matter under which leader you are fighting, under which group or which title or whatever. The goal must be justice, dignity, freedom. And every Monday is a reminder of that goal. Every Monday is a reminder of that goal, justice, dignity, and freedom. It doesn't matter the group where you belong. Every Monday, let Monday remind you that we are fighting for justice. We are fighting for dignity, and we are fighting for freedom. That is all. We are not here to castigate each other, to attack each other, to call each other names, to claim what we are not. No. Simply justice, dignity, and freedom. It is left for you to pursue it according to your own understanding, without any distraction. And every Monday is a reminder of that goal. Every Monday. Every Monday is a reminder of that goal. So today, I leave you with this. When next Monday comes, ask yourself, what does this silence mean to me? When the next Monday comes, ask yourself, what does this Monday mean to me? By next Sunday, when you come out and you see silence, you see that things are not normal, you see audience everywhere, you see that things are going somewhere, ask yourself, what does this silence mean to me? What message am I sending to the world? What message are you yourself sending to the world? How are you participating to make sure that the world hears us and understands our plight? Because history is watching. History is watching. The world may delay. The world may ignore. But a people who refuse to forget can never be erased. Never, ever. The Monday sit at home is not just a protest. It is a message. It is a memory. It is a movement. And we must keep it alive. That movement, the movement of Monday sit at home, must stay alive. We must keep it alive. We must keep it alive. No matter however you're going to do it, we must keep it alive. We must not allow this message to be silenced. I understand how difficult it is. Many of us are losing faith. Many of us have quietly walked away. Many of us have lost interest. Many of us are disappointed. But at the same time, my own very self that come online every day have the same feeling. Sometimes I look and see, does it really worth it? More especially when you see what is happening on social media. When you see the way the Department of Saboteur today are attacking Nnamdi and the DOS, the same people he created, the same people he promoted, the same people he made what they are, whom they are. The same people he's fighting to save until today. They open platform, all they do is attack him and call him name. Look at Simon Ekpa. We talk about the freedom of Simon Ekpa. Some people don't want to hear it. You talk about freedom of some people don't want to hear it. So when you see these things, sometimes you ask yourself, why do you put yourself on the line? If people who have fought on the front line were not supported, what of you? If something happened, who is going to support you? Sometimes we think that way, but at the same time, we don't have any other choice. It is forward ever and backward never. I repeat again, the only project that is genuine that we have today is the freedom of Nnamdi and Simon Ekpa. This is the only genuine project for the Biafran people. No matter the group where you belong, any group you belong, ask your leader in your group, what are you doing to free Nnamdi and Simon? Let them give you a critical thing they are doing. If there is no move they are making, please look for people who are making a move and support them. I'm not telling you to join their group. Support. I'm not telling you to join their group. Support the release of Simon Ekpa. Support it financially, support it morally, support it in any way you can. There are some group already that have gotten a lawyer, and I think the lawyer sent a message that we've been talking about. They've been making some advertisement, and people are making contribution to get an international lawyer for Mazi Simon. And I've said it before, even when we are having our program on X, I said, if you think that Mazi Simon Ekpa does not deserve a proper representation, come out and tell us. Come out and tell us why you think that Mazi Simon Ekpa does not deserve a proper representation. I have asked that question several times. I say that our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, is not properly represented. And if you feel that he does not deserve proper representation, come and tell us. Let us know why he does not deserve proper representation. I want you to come and tell us why he does not deserve proper representation. I have asked this question several times. And one of the things that matters to us today, as I have always said, is Mazi Simon Ekpa. We want to make sure that he is properly represented. Any contribution, anything that we will do to make sure that on the 5th of August, that Mazi Simon Ekpa will get his freedom, do it. Mazi Simon Ekpa was not properly represented in Finland in all the cases that have been going on. And we don't want that to continue. No, never again. Never again. We want to make sure that he is properly represented. And that is the mission that we have. Anyone that knows anything to do, anyone that knows how he will be properly represented, please come and tell us. If you don't have any idea, there are people that are already doing something, please go ahead and support. Support those who are already doing something. People who are already putting things together. If you feel you have your own better idea, bring it forward. You feel you are part of those who is working on the ground, please don't disturb those who are doing something that we can see. Allow those who are doing something that we can see to continue. Allow them to continue so that we can be able to see. Because it is very important. There is a letter that was sent. I think I have to read that letter. The letter that was sent to Finland Foreign Affairs Minister by the international lawyer that was consulted. Let me see if I can be able to bring that up so that we can be able to read that. So it is important. It is important. At least people are making effort. In your own group where you are, ask them, what are they doing? Ask them. Ask them what they are doing. If what they are doing is just attacking people, castigating others, that's not good enough. That is not good enough. Nobody should be doing that at this particular point in time. Everybody should be busy and focusing on things that matters now. And the only thing that should matter for us today is how to make sure that the voice of the people is heard. How to make sure that Mazi Simon Ekpa is properly represented. It is very, very important. Very important. There is nothing much important than that today. So what you are seeing here is the letter. This is the letter that was written and sent to Finland, Minister of Foreign Affairs. That was where this letter was sent. And this is a great move. If you feel it is not good enough, you do your own in your group. Don't castigate it. If you feel it's not a good, bring your own idea. If you're walking on the ground, go or you're on the ground and allow people who are doing things that will see to continue. This is it. It says, Honorable Joseph E. Smith, February 14, 2026. This was a letter that was sent. It said, Honorable Elena Fortera, Minister of Foreign Affairs, or Communista, Merikasami, PL 176, Vesto, Finland. This is a letter of support for Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. This is the international lawyer that wrote this to the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Finland. It is important for them to know that international eye is on Finland on the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa. Very important. Look at it. Letter of support for Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. Dear Minister, it is an honor to provide expert professional service to the legal team in Finland for Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile. In connection with challenging the September 1st, 2025 judgment of Finland District Court of Boko Haram, which imposed a sentence of 6 years of imprisonment on Prime Minister Simon Ekpa for inter alia public exhortation to an offense committed with a terrorist intent, considering the atrocities being committed against Christians in Nigeria, which our U.S. government has recognized. I understand the vital importance of Prime Minister Simon Ekpa being able to continue providing leadership and hope to the people of Biafra. This is the letter that was written by the lawyer. It has come to my attention that a substantial amount of evidence regarding the atrocities being committed against Christians in Nigeria was compiled by Biafran associates, by Biafrans associated with the Biafran Republic Government in Exile, BRIG, to support Prime Minister Simon Ekpa in the Finland District Court of Pijat, but that this evidence was never presented to the court. Every single evidence that was produced, they never presented it to the court. If that is true, it appears that Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has been deprived of his fundamental right to due process. That is exactly what happened, which is protected by the U.S. Constitution and recognized as a fundamental right by most European countries. In this regard, Article 47 of the European Union Charter of Fundamental Rights recognizes that everyone is entitled to a fair and public hearing within a reasonable time by an independent and impartial tribunal previously established by law. I have served as an adjunct professor of law at Georgetown University of Law Center and have testified as a due process expert multiple times before the U.S. Congress and other entities. In 2004, the Supreme Court of the United States explained for more than a century the central meaning of procedural due process has been clear. Parties whose rights are to be affected are entitled to be heard. And in order that they may enjoy the rights, they must first be notified. It is equally fundamental that the right to notice and an opportunity to be heard must be granted at the meaningful time and in a meaningful manner. These essential constitutional promises may not be eroded. Nnamdi versus Ramphele, he gave example of where it happens. Nnamdi versus Ramphele, 124 S CT 232633 and 2648/49/2024. Internal citation omitted while serving as Inspector General of the U.S. Department of Defense. I promulgated this same Supreme Court guidance as policy. My August 20, 2004 due process policy memo is enclosed. It remains an honor to provide expert professional service to the legal team in Finland. It remains an honor. It remains an honor to provide expert professional service to the legal team in Finland. For Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, if I can provide any further information or expertise to you in this regard, I will be glad to do so. Truly. Yes. Joseph E. Smith. Includes due process policy memo, memory August 20, 2004, CC Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa through his counsel, Tommy Henny Esquire. You see, this was a letter. This is a letter that was presented. A letter was presented by the international lawyer that was consulted to the Foreign Affairs Minister of Finland. For Mazi Simon Ekpa to have a proper representation. This is what I'm saying, that Mazi Simon Ekpa deserves that proper representation. He deserves it. Don't talk down on it. If there is something your own group can do, let them start doing it. There is no need gossiping or attacking people. If there is nothing you did, allow people who are doing something to do it. August is already here. August is already here. The only project that is available now is how to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa. And every Biafra must support it, regardless the group where you belong. Regardless, ask your own group, what are they doing? What have they done to see that Mazi Simon Ekpa is properly represented? Ask them, what have they done? Before you know it, August will be here. Ask them, what have they done? If they are not doing anything, please look for people who are doing something and support. More especially this very international lawyer that I just read his letter to Foreign Affairs Minister of Finland. Contribution is being made to make sure he can be able to do his service. Money have been contributed online. There are links on where to make contribution. Go and give your support there. Give your support. Give your support. No matter how little, no matter how small, it will go a long way. Give your own support for the legal expertise of Mazi Simon Ekpa for his freedom. For you to say you are talking down on this because you are not the one doing it or it's not your group, you are not being sincere to yourself. And that is where we are talking about unity of purpose. Even if it is not your group, as long as it has to do with Mazi Simon Ekpa, the only thing you have to do is to join me as myself I have confirmed. You also go and confirm. Confirm within yourself and get convinced. If you like the lawyer himself, his information is in the public. You saw me read his name there. His information is public. It's not hidden. You can write him a message, you can write him a letter, you can write him an email. Make your inquiries and you're satisfied, then support the best way you can. I don't want to listen to anybody telling me he's doing something on the ground. It is a lie. I don't believe in any underground work. It is underground that DOS has been doing for how many years, only to come out now and begin to attack Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. DOS, they tell us they have been on the ground. They have been on the ground, only to come out from the ground today. And what they are doing is to attack Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So I do not believe in anything called underground work. If you are doing on the ground, please keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. But don't talk against those who are doing things that we can see. So I urge everybody in this platform, when you go back to the people you trust, you go back to the group where you belong, ask them, critical questions, ask them, what are they doing to make sure that Mazi Simon Ekpa is properly represented, and listen to the answer they will give you. This is a question that everybody should be asking in their various group. And when they tell you what they are doing, investigate it. If they tell you they are working on the ground, don't fight them. Allow them with their underground. Go and look for people who are doing something that you can see and support it. This is not econ. You don't have to fight the person. You don't have to insult anybody. Once you ask that question in your group, what are we doing to see that Mazi Simon Ekpa is properly represented in his case? Wait for the answer. If they do not give you any genuine and reasonable answer, please walk away. Go and look for people who are doing something that is in the public. Support them for the freedom of Mazi Simon Ekpa. Don't fight anybody. Don't insult anybody. I'm not telling you to go and join any group. I'm not preaching for you to join any group. What I'm saying is that support the freedom of Mazi Simon Ekpa. It is somebody that will run it. A group is already out that is doing the one we can see, like the letter I read now. Some people are already doing the thing we can see. Those who say they are working on the ground, please let them be in their underground. Allow them in their underground. For those of us who are looking for things to see, to be sure that we will not be deceived, please look for people that are doing things. The flyers are everywhere. The links are everywhere. You go there and make your contribution to make sure that our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, is properly represented. It is a very shameful thing that our Prime Minister is not properly represented. The Prime Minister of Biafra, of more than 60 million people that voted him in. 60 million people voted him in. So we can be able to provide him a professional, an expert in his case to make sure that his rights are respected. Is a shame. If we cannot provide an expert to make sure that his rights are respected, it is a shame. A very, very big shame. It's a very big shame. So I urge every one of you, wherever you are, please try as much as you can to play your own part. Do your own due diligence and let Chukwu Kakama do his part. We are going to go now to look into some update that we have in their media. Let us go to the update we have in the media before we round up the plan. Before we go to the update, let's have this short break and then we'll go to the media update.
Don't follow for God, they say Tinubu don't follow for God. Tinubu don't follow for God. He want to take it, that's the top of our head. Senate House fall and the criminals, country military fall and the terrorists, injustice, on Photoshop forget law for inside God. Changaro Republic at the government, Abubakar Malami don't fall for God. Him and EFCC put leg for shit. Them say Sheikh Kukumi don't fall for God. Because Donald Trump don't come to Machamo. He go matching Boko boys, matching terrorists. As the government knows that the way for kidnapping to stop. I make it don't fall for God. They make Nigerians see one die for suffer.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for being with us today throughout this program. So we have to go to the media now to get some media update today so that we can be able to see what they have in their media and get the update so that we can be able to. Sometimes it is important we go there because if you don't go there, you will not know what is happening. You need to go there, get the information, share it, and know how to defend and attack when necessary. So you can't just ignore their media. We also follow their media. We know that they are lying. They lie so much. They are not reliable. But at the same time, we still go there, use their own word, use their own messages to expose their evil. That is what we do. So this one says, breaking, IGP Disu order police to stop illegal detention, shabby dressing, ATM extortion, wearing of bears and others. Nonsense. This is how they do. Bunch of idiots that they never keep any. Illegal detention is what they do. Already, why not release the ones you detain illegally? Thousands of Biafrans are detained illegally in many stations in Nigeria today. So if you are serious, you first of all give order for everyone that is detained illegally to be released. Give an order. As I'm sitting here, I can count more than 10 people, more than 100 people that have been detained illegally. They are still in detention. But you come and you make all this kind of shabby statement just for the camera. Nonsense. Nonsense. Extortion is the other. Even as he's making the announcement, they are still extorting. Extortion is done. Now they take people to POS to go and get money and give them. Look at him. Say he's the Super General Police. You said that and so it's just done. Mad people everywhere. Useless people. This one says, US will finish up the little that is left of Iran. Trump warns after failed negotiations. They know they hear now. Trump keeps his word. You know, Trump is not somebody that we joke with. Since they have decided not to engage in negotiation, they will face the consequence. Nobody is going to be blamed anymore. The opportunity has been presented to them to negotiate, and they refuse to negotiate. Then, so be it. So be it. They have to prepare for what is coming. This one says, video. Uniformed men storm Assembly of God Church in Delta, assault pastor and wife, spray tear gas. You see them? Uniformed men, they enter inside church, attack pastor and his wife. Can they dare to do that in a mosque? Will they dare do that in a mosque? They can't try that in a mosque. They can never try it in a mosque. But Christianity has become something to play with because most Christians are even playing with their life. They play with their religion. That is why they have become the object of caricature. Policemen fighting Lakarowa terrorists in Kwara lament hunger, threaten to abandon posts. See, policemen, when they fight terrorists, they lament of hunger. Hungry, they catch them. They no seafood job. You can imagine. You can imagine. In a country, policemen fighting Lakarowa terrorists in Kwara lament hunger, threaten to abandon posts over unpaid allowances. Imagine. Imagine. In a place where they are wasting billions now talking about election, sharing bags of rice to people to vote for them. But people that are supposed to protect them, the unpaid allowances, they don't even have food for their families. That is Nigeria for you. And some of you are hoping it's going to be well. The world is watching. This one says, US commends Nigeria for convicting 336 terrorists in expedited trial. These people with their drama. You know, I don't blame US. Anything you present to them, they take it and continue their own project. It doesn't concern them. It doesn't, anything you present, they say they convicted 386 terrorists in expedited trial. Go and show us who are they. Is it not the same people today they are forgiven and carrying to Saudi Arabia? The same Nigerian government that is paying for Boko Haram members to go to Saudi Arabia. They are convicting them. The next minute now they tell you they have been radicalized and they put them back into the military. I don't blame US. Anything you present to them is what they're going to take. But I know that Trump is still focusing on what he wants to do, and he will do it. Police arrest one suspect over fake job interview, robbery in Lagos, launch manhunt for others. That one is not new now. Commonwealth delegation meets Tanzania Commonwealth delegations meets Tanzania Commission over post-election violence. Nigerian military jets strike crowded weekly market on Borno, Yobe border. At least 56 dead eyewitnesses. Imagine. Every year, not even every year, almost every month, this thing is happening. Accidental attack. They know how to fire their bomb to a crowded area, but we never see where they use this aircraft to attack Boko Haram. We have never heard that they attack a Boko Haram then. This Boko Haram we see move on convoy. The bandits we see move on convoy. We see them, they conducted their Salah celebration and they even conducted their Eid prayer. We never heard that they were attacked. No bomb was thrown there. But they go and fire a crowded market. This is not the first time they are shooting at innocent people. This is not the time they target innocent people. And they call it a mistake. Every time their aircraft go for operation in the north, it will be against the innocent. Every time they go operation in the north, it's against the innocent. This is a country you call your own. God forbid. God forbid. Edo Health Center, serving 7,000 residents, crumble amid neglect report. That one is normal thing. There's no health center working in Nigeria. Taraba youth plan protest over arrest of colleague who removed Governor Kefa's image from campaign banner. That campaign is just what they do. That is where their eye is. Nigerian troop arrest 15-year-old ISWAP Korea linked to Beneshek Ngamdu attack in Borno. Showmanship. Tomorrow they release him. Nigerian Air Force probe Borno Yobe border airstrike that eyewitnesses say killed over 56 civilians. They are very good in killing civilians. It's not the first time and will not be the last. Djibouti President Gullet re-elected for 6th term, extending 27-year rule. Africa. 27 years rule, Africa. He never even went for that 27. He will still come back again. Group condemned Borno Yobe border airstrike, call for independent probe into alleged civilian death. Nonsense. That is all you do in Nigeria. Rubbish, nonsense. It will happen again and again and again. Borno governor says Jili market hit by airstrike was shot 5 years ago over insurgent activities. They fired there 5 years ago. They come back again and fire it again. Very good. Very good. AAC condemned military airstrike on Borno Yobe border market, cite 19 accidental strike since 2017. 19 accidental strike. Imagine how many lives have been lost accidentally. This one market, you threw bomb on innocent people. God help one. Trump launches attack on Pope Leo VII. Question his legitimacy for questioning Iran war. 22-year-old staggers to Adamawa police station before dying. 2 suspects arrested. That's it. Nigeria for you. If bandits don't kill you, police go kill you. Police don't kill you, Boko Haram kill you. If Boko Haram don't kill you, your fellow brother and sister go stab you when they're hungry. Beggars can even stab you. Police invite Ondo Finance Commissioner for questioning over alleged attempted murder. Trump launches attack on Pope Leo II, question the legitimacy of questioning Iran war. Pope, beg, mind your business, so you better stay on your Vatican. Stay on your Vatican. You don't know anything about politics. Social media influencer Red Man held secret night meeting with IGP Disu in Abuja. Let them continue. We know that he's working with them. He's working with them. It's not a surprise whether they hold secret night. Is it today we know that they are holding secret meeting? We know that the very dark man is working with Nigerian government. So they are holding meeting and announcing this one is just a show they are making. We know them. Is it today they started holding meeting? Boko Haram ambush kills Nigerian army colonel, several others, soldiers in Borno. It will still happen again, not the first time. Nigerian group calls for release of Venezuela leader Maduro, wife from U.S. custody. See, Nigerian group calling for Venezuela leader release. That's how they are. Bunch of idiots who cannot even solve their own problem. They are calling for Venezuela leader release. This video is a very important video. So I think I forgot to bring it out to play it so that people can hear it. Maybe when I'm doing my evening program, I'll play it. This was where a sheikh was giving money, 1 million naira in the head of somebody. He was giving 1 million naira that they should go and cut the head of this guy and bring to him. You see? He put ransom on the head of this guy. That anybody that cut the head of this guy and bring to him, he will give the person 1 million naira. He make it on video, on live video, with the money. That even if the money is not enough, you need more, tell him, he will give you more. He just say, anybody that go and bring the head of this guy for him. In Nigeria, you can imagine. In Nigeria, with the religion of peace, a public sheikh that he look at him preaching and shouting. That anybody that will go and bring this head of this guy, cut his head and bring it is 1 million. If it is not enough, he will add more. Look at him with the money in his hand showing. That's the people you want to be in the same country with. Idiots. Northern Islamic Cleric places 1 million bounty on Christian man's head, call for his beheading in viral video. A viral video. Nobody will arrest him. Nobody will call his attention. Nobody will do anything to him. Nobody will. Look at it. A Northern Islamic Cleric placed 1 million naira bounty on Christian man's head, call for his head, his beheading in viral video. They don't care what you feel. They are above the law that the people want us to be with. Look at these two clowns, this bunch of idiots. Peter Obi condemned Tinubu over better off than Kenya claim. Says Nigeria are worse off. Nigeria, all of you are the same. All of you are the same. Mad people everywhere. Ghanaian footballer shot dead as gunmen attack team boss after league match. Africa. Gunmen attack Africa. Everything is danger in Africa. Boko Haram used armed drones to strike army convoy, kill colonel others in Mongunu. Military source says, imagine. Boko Haram are using drones. Boko Haram use armed drones to strike army convoy. Nigerian government military cannot use drones to attack Boko Haram. They cannot use drones to attack bandits, but Boko Haram is using drones to kill the military, to attack them. And they are bold to come and announce it and speak about it in public. Don't worry. God will help you people. I won't engage in debate. Poplio breaks silence after U.S. president's attack. Better don't engage in debate. You better don't. Australia appoints first ever female army chief in history amid sexual assault allegation in military. It is so sad. The most important reason why I show this Nigerian news and media is for the world to know that there is nothing left of Nigeria. Nothing left of it. If you think there is something, there is nothing left of Nigeria. Nothing remaining of Nigeria. So when we talk about exit, it is the only option that there is nothing left of the zoo. Will be this one. Watch DSS summon Kwara political aide who called VP Shetima, Governor Abdulrazak disgrace. You see, you speak against them, they arrest you. You complain, they arrest you. You talk, they arrest you. DSS summoned Kwara political aide who called VP Shetima, Governor Abdulrazak disgrace over killings. Because you call them out. Instead of doing the right thing, they arrest you. You must not speak. Just be there and be listening. My fellow Biafra'S, we must continue to do what we have to do. We must continue to pursue what we have to do. Let them continue to do their nonsense and their madness. All the lies they are telling are right, left, and center. we will continue to expose it. Nigeria is gone and gone forever. There is nothing that will make it work. Anybody that is thinking that is a miracle that is going to bring back Nigeria, sorry, that miracle is not happening. Nigeria is gone and gone for good. And before we round up finally, let us get this message from our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and we are going to close the program with it.
Hello, Biafra'S all over the world, those that are listening live and those that will listen after this particular space. I have come this evening unannounced to brief Biafra'S on the success that the Biafra government are making globally. We need to, as we approach December 2nd or the November-December convention, it is very important and imperative that we keep you updated every time when the opportunity calls. My fellow Biafra'S, you must understand one thing, which will become a norm as we go forward. Always remember that Nigeria terrorist state came into being through conquest and the forceful imposition of foreign rule, which denied indigenous people the opportunity to negotiate and choose what they wanted in 1914. And it was called the amalgamation of Nigeria. Today, we are no longer comfortable in this amalgamation. We are no longer comfortable in this conquest. We are no longer comfortable in this injustice, in this faulty foundation. And we say it is time for redress after decades. And of course, as we all know how government works all over the world from history, somebody have to rise up to brutally, ruthlessly resist them, especially when the government become evil, like Nigeria. Somebody have to get up and lead that change. And that's exactly what we are doing today. Like they have done it in America and other parts of the world. America took the bull by its horn in 1776 against the same people we are fighting today in Proce. And that's exactly why it is important that you know the diplomatic wave of the Biafra government today. In the past weeks, the Biafra government has met notable decision makers in the United States, Washington, D.C., on a diplomatic consultation over the Biafra Common Declaration in Finland. And of course, this consultation continues, including consultation with a high-level individuals across Asia, and of course Africa as well. Like you all know, last week, the officials of the Biafra government met with dignitaries, policymakers, decision makers, including the Speaker of the House of Representatives of the United States of America. We will continue to educate them on the need for Biafra to become an independent state. We will continue to educate them on the need to support the declaration of Biafra. We will continue to educate them on the need to also support the Biafra self-referendum, because Nigeria thought by locking the door of the constitution, they have defeated everybody. But we have smarted them. So this consultation will continue even after the declaration of the 2nd of December 2024, until those who have what it takes to pursue and support the recognition of Biafra will understand the need for them to do so. My fellow Biafrans, I want you to understand one thing, that the civil disobedience that we have used for the past 3 years have yielded the exact and even more than the result we required and we expected from it. And you know, with all the propaganda, the blackmail they use trying to demonize our people, demonize them, not to continue to sit at home, they failed. And let me tell you, you know, one of the things they usually come with is that, oh, you are destroying the economy. Oh, the sit at home, because of the sit at home, they have lost billions in the South. Now, let me make it very clear today. Any day they come with such nonsense, ask them, when the sit at home was not there, they were making this billion. What have they done with the billions? Ask them, what have they done with the billions? And what have the sit at home now done to stop that thing that we are doing with the billions? Ask them, what have they done when the sit at home was not there and they were generating these billions? Did they use it to build road? The answer is no. Did they use these billions to build hospital? The answer is no. Did they use this billion to build social amenity for you? The answer is no. Did they use this billion to give you national insurance scheme? The answer is no. Did they use this billion to give you free education? The answer is no. Then why are they now so worried about losing these particular billions to the sit at home? Do you know who it is affecting? It's affecting them. That billion they were looting is what they cannot loot again. And everybody is hungry. All of them. Ask them, how have they sit at home destroyed ordinary man's economy? They were not sharing those billion with them. How have they sit at home, or this billion that they are talking about, affect an ordinary man who goes out and sell market and feed his family? And if he didn't go tomorrow, he will go the next day to sell and feed his family. It doesn't affect them. And that is why our people discover that actually it is very, very effective. They keyed into it. The people that are subjugating our people to slavery were the ones shouting and crying of economy. The economy that the common man never benefited from. The economy that the common man will never benefited. Before they could train their children in school, they will suffer and suffer and suffer. Why these people are making billions through the revenue that they generate from different states? Today, they are losing that revenue and they are crying of economy. I want you to understand also that for those of them today that are surprised of the wave that the Biafra government is making globally, using our lobbyists from different dimensions that we are using for the liberation of Biafra, they are surprised. They call it fake. They say it's a photoshopping. You can imagine. We will be posting Speaker of House of Representatives of the United States of America. We post it on Twitter, our finance minister. And so, as we are today, as a government, we will now be posting fake image of high, top-ranked officials of the United States of America on Twitter, claiming that we met them. This is the level of idiocy of the people who have been shouting Biafra for many years. Because that is what they did, actually. Of course, they cannot even Photoshop reasonable people. But most of the things they posted for many years were all Photoshop. Many of them, everything is Photoshop. The Photoshop that I said I'm going to bring sheep, they use it to feed their ego, feed themselves on social media. The Photoshop where I posted the guy that died in Russia, which I have refused to make a video to today. The Photoshop, everything about them is Photoshopping. That was how they were fighting Biafra. Now, that's why nobody ever took them serious. But today, we are not in Photoshopping in the government. Everything is real. I went to the office of the president of Finland to submit a document. Then, that was like 2 years ago, they say it's fake. And with my level in Finland, I will be posting that I submitted a letter to the office of the president of Finland, and it is fake. I brought even acknowledgement from the office of the president Niinisto, the former president, that they have received the letter where I was appealing to them to support the Biafra independence. They acknowledge the receipt of that letter with evidences of Nigeria, violation of Biafra rights, and this criminals, political pressure group IPOB Nigeria, they say is a fake. I want you to understand that they remain criminals and fake. They remain Nigeria political pressure group. Otherwise, under IPOB Nnamdi Kanu, he was looking for 100 men. With all the idiots scattered all over the world shouting IPOB, IPOB. Nnamdi Kanu was looking for 100 men. Do you think he was actually wrong? Do you think Nnamdi Kanu was wrong to be shouting for 100 men on Radio Biafra, where this illiterate will littered everywhere, doing container shipping with IPOB money? Is it that Nnamdi Kanu was wrong for saying, I need 100 men, where they have all these market women? If market women, I don't want to belittle the market women, they're actually very hardworking. But today, when we say that we are not going to use lobbies, we're not going to waste money on lobbies, was when we do not have the foundation, was when there was nothing to show. You don't go and start paying lobbies when you don't have anything on ground. That was what this political pressure group did, only to just entice people and scam their fans of their hard-earned money. That was what they did. They deceived.
This message here is a reminder of everyone in this program that the 100 men Mazi Simon Ekpa, Mazi Nnamdi is talking about did not start today. This is the same 100 men that Mazi Nnamdi have been looking for a very long time. Before Mazi Samuel came in and said, I'm 50 men. Today, Mazi Nnamdi is still searching for 100 men. So when you hear him talk about 100 men, it is still that same 100 men program that is ongoing. Some of us get confused. You think he's forming a new group. It is that same 100 men he is still looking for. They are nowhere to be found. We had 50 in Mazi Samuel before. Now, nowhere to be found. There is no one anywhere. That is why you see the Department of Safety are crazy. They are mad. When they hear that 100 men, they are mad because they know they are not qualified. So I want you to pay attention on that word, Mazi Samuel, that speech that Mazi Samuel made. It has to do with that 100 men. So it's not today that Mazi Nnamdi can start searching for it. When you hear it, you think it's new. It is not new. Listen to him.
We littered everywhere, doing container shipping with IPOB money. Is it that Mazi Nnamdi was wrong for saying, I need 100 men, where they have all these market women? If market women, I don't want to belittle the market women, they're actually very hardworking. But today, when we say that we are not going to use lobbies, we're not going to waste money on lobbies, was when we do not have the foundation. Was when there was nothing to show. You don't go and start paying lobbies when you don't have anything on ground. That was what this political pressure group did, only to just entice people and scam Biafra'S of their hard-earned money. That was what they did. They deceived Nnamdi Kanu to be paying 80,000. Even those people paying that money, $80,000, they were doing Abatek here with the same lobby firm. How many Biafra'S know that the same lobby firm that were paying 80,000 was the same lobby firm that was defending Okonjo Iweala? The same time they were defending Okonjo Iweala, and at the same time IPOB was paying them $80,000. And you think they actually received that money? Now ask yourself, with this their so-called lobbies, can they bring one picture of them meeting anybody in Washington DC? I want to share a story. The reason the $80,000 lobbying firm, whether they actually paid that money or not, the reason why that particular agreement was revoked was because of Okorafor, Uchenna. Uchenna Okorafor, the secretary to Onyendu, wanted to be part of the meeting of this lobbyist, and she participated in that meeting few times. Do you know who is the chairman of the lobbyists like representing IPOB? Do you know? Now let me tell you. The person who was in charge of the IPOB lobbying group is called Ogbuehi. Ogbuehi that doesn't know nothing in America. Ogbuehi was the one in charge of from the IPOB group. Ogbuehi was the one in charge telling the lobbyists that he is the representative of the IPOB. Uchenna Okorafor went to the meeting several times. Ogbuehi will sit there and say nothing. In fact, nothing was being said, nothing was being discussed. That Uchenna Okorafor wanted to raise an objection that this payment of $80,000 or whatever they were paid, that the money is being thrown into ocean. They started fighting her. This was happening, bam! And Onyendu was kidnapped. Now, Oyibo came on board. Giddy, hired another one they call Allen White. We did the shambolic agreement. He started paying $60,000. This time, I was the one preparing documents for Allen White. I was the one, Simon Ekpa, was the one preparing, filing annexes, evidences of the Nigeria human rights violation against Biafra people. I was the one compiling documents day and night. I didn't sleep. But they were the one receiving $60,000. Nothing. The first annex, I filed it. The second annex, I filed it. Working with somebody in Strasbourg. I am sharing this story because I don't think I've shared this story ever. At the point, I questioned why 60,000 is being paid, because I am doing this job by writing and compiling these evidences as an annex. I will do it. They will tell me to do it again. I will do it. And they will have some kind of proofread these annexes up to 5 times. I will not sleep to make sure that these annexes met the standard requirement of the ICC. At the end of the day, they will pay them $60,000. I begin to question Oyibo before she begin to say, okay, now maybe we are going to stop paying them. Why am I telling this story? Then I said, we will never hire lobby. We will do this ourselves until further notice. Because You don't hire lobbyists when you don't have any structure. You don't hire lobbyists, and what are they going to be telling the people you are meeting? Oh, that you are from Biafra land, you are fighting for freedom. What exactly are you going to show? To show how serious you are. Discussing with the people, if you actually have the opportunity to meet the people, what are you going to present to them? That you are carrying flag on the street? Is that what you are going to present to them? Or that Nigeria is killing you? No! I know what I am doing. I have the template to get there. I said nobody will hire lobbyists until the right time comes. And the right time is when we have put every structure in place, including the government institution, and which includes the Biafra Liberation Army, Biafra forces. Though these are part of the government institution that must be put in place. Because as we are doing this, we will not sit down and watch Nigeria kill our people and to use their picture to go to the ICC. No, we will defend ourselves as much as possible. Then we decided to start preparing for the defense of Biafra. If you remember, we started preparing for the defense of Biafra. Then the Biafra government in exile came on board. Before then, a lot of things that happened on the ground. Yet, we decided to have the first ever convention, first ever convention internationally. First. IPOB Nigeria never did it. First ever international Biafra convention where declarations were made, where alliances were signed, and it became part of the history of the struggle. After that, we begin to put in place all the institutions of the government, department, ministries. We begin to appoint ministers, cabinet members, and all that. And of course, we begin to officially defend ourselves, engaging the Nigeria terrorist army. Head on, iron to iron, gun to gun, and they are hearing it. Now, after we have achieved all these things, we also did not just achieve them, we also defined the Biafra map. Because if you want to go and do lobby, the people that you are going to meet, if they're actually serious and real, they're first of all going to ask you, where is your map? That question that I've been asking all this while is actually the right question from the wrong people. Then we define our map. We did not just define our map, we also created the state. We allowed everybody on inside that map to define the boundaries of their state. And they did. They presented to me 40 United States of Biafra, which is the structure that we have even before the emergence of Wazirike and IPOB. I resurrected the plan of Ojoko, which is not known by anybody. Now, after that, when we see that the government is functioning very well, including, before I forget, including establishing the de facto government in the homeland, which gave birth to the map and the state structure. After that, we now say that, okay, we have achieved the criteria to be recognized as a state. You can never ever be recognized as a state under a political pressure group, according to international law. The law of Montevideo Convention make it very clear. The criteria you must attain to be recognized as a state. Under IPOB Nigeria, you can never qualify for that. Where is the structure? And that is what Nnamdi Kanu saw and told this idiot. Go and listen to Simon Ekpa. He is bringing a new dimension to this awareness we're making. Now look around yourself. Will you say there is no new dimension? Will you say that we are doing what they were doing since 10 years or 30 years ago? The answer is no. If he was so selfish, he wouldn't tell you to listen to me. If he was so stupid or self-centered, he wouldn't tell you to listen to me. He would think that I'm a threat. Because the time I wanted to interview him in my platform, those people who surrounded him and he was looking for 1,000 men fought against him coming to my platform. And he was like, are we still fighting for Biafra, or is there something they are protecting? If you see somebody that is better than you, bring him in. That was what Nnamdi Kanu did. They were saying, don't go, don't go, don't go. That night he was on call, or everywhere they are in the world, they were calling him. Don't go, don't appear, don't appear. Nnamdi Kanu was like, are we not fighting for Biafra again? Why they were calling him on phone? I was on the phone also with Uche Okorafor's mother, and I was listening and hearing Nnamdi Kanu on the phone. Don't go. He didn't take oath. Oh, that guy is a traitor. They have given us information from Finland. What information did they give to you from Finland? The information that Simon Ekpa is somebody in Finland. That was the information. Are they telling you that Simon Ekpa is a criminal in Finland? No. That Simon Ekpa is connected. That was the information. And for that reason, he will hijack everything. That was the information. But did he actually come to hijack? The answer is no. But Nnamdi Kanu saw somebody who will change the face of the agitation for Biafra. And he was happy. And today, that thing he saw in me is manifesting. And I told him and promised him, if you are ready, really ready to fight for this Biafra, I will be the first person. And you are ready to do anything. I asked him, are you ready to do anything on live broadcast to get Biafra? And before he answered me, I said, hold on. If you are ready, I will be the first person to follow you. Now, if Nnamdi Kanu approved doing anything for Biafra, why are they fighting what I'm doing today, which is actually anything? Ask them. Ask yourself. Why are the people who followed him fighting me when I am actually doing anything to get Biafra? Because he promised me that he would do anything to get Biafra. But of course, like I said, if they were actually with him, he will not be looking for 100 men. Where IPOB all over the world was contributing money and in millions of dollars. If I'm not mistaken, IPOB could have up to $5 million. Where is the money today? There is nothing, absolutely nothing to show for it. When we took over this agitation, now in liberation, there were no gun, not even AK-47. Everything you see Biafra Liberation Army using today, we bought it from scratch. We did not snatch gun from the terrorist army. Under IPOB, they were telling them to go and snatch gun. We did not snatch gun. We buy every single gun you see them using today. And of course, minus those ones we are manufacturing by ourselves. And it will continue like that. Then when we have decided that now we have met the requirement according to the Montevideo Convention to be recognized as a state, it is time to bring in the lobbyists. Because when you see them today, they say, oh, is he not the one who condemned lobbyists? Is he not the one who condemned IPOB saying he's not going to hire lobbyists? Why should I hire lobbyists as a political pressure group? Now that you that have hired lobbyists and paid 80,000, which you did not actually pay, as a matter of fact, what did you achieve? Can you show me where the lobbyists arrange a meeting for any IPOB member in Washington, D.C.? The answer is no. Because the money, some of the money we have actually never paid to them. But the people who were seated as the committee, which way he was leading, they know what happened to those 80,000 every month. Today, how much are we paying? We are paying $10,000 every month to lobbyists. And look at the result. You will know that the people who are lobbying for us are not after money. It's a public information. It is not hidden. But IPOB, they will hide it. Or IPOB Nigeria, not even IPOB, IPOB Nigeria. They will hide it. They say, oh, we don't want to. You see them telling you, oh, you are exposing your lobbyists. Why should we be hiding what we are doing for a nation, for a country, for independence? No need to hide it. And of course, now that we have met the requirement according to the Montevideo Convention, some of them don't even know what is Montevideo Convention. They are just shouting, oh, let us go and outside and protest. During the time I traveled Nnamdi Kanu, I read the Montevideo Convention and he was shocked. He was shocked. I want all of you to go and watch the interview I had with him. He was shocked when I read the Montevideo Convention to him, because I don't think any other person among them knew actually what is Montevideo Convention. I read the Montevideo Convention to Nnamdi Kanu, and go and listen to that interview and listen to the comment he made after I read that convention to him. He said, wow, you never knew that I knew this. I want you to go and refresh your brain. Watch it. I came to this Biafra prepared. I said that no, after me, I will handle freedom to the new generation. Nobody will fight for freedom again from Biafra land. That is what I'm doing. It does not matter. I said I will turn to a beast and still Biafra will come. So if you think that you have seen half of it, no. The harder Nigeria become, the more brutal I also become to free my people. I want you to understand that now that the Biafra government has met the requirement according to the international law to be recognized as a state, that is where our lobbies now come in. So everything we are doing, you are going and presenting who you are to the people that can influence the recognition of Biafra. From the Washington, D.C., from Asia, from Europe, from Africa. You will go and show who you are. The government you are representing has a map. The government you are representing has conducted self-referendum. There are evidences everywhere of how the self-referendum is being conducted. We have recorded over 50 million votes. You can't beat that. That is what we call outsmarting the terrorist state of Nigeria. And they were taking us for a joke. Today, they are no longer taking us for a joke anymore. They are calling ICC to one man, Simon Ekpa. And they tell you, oh, the time they were catching Nnamdi Kanu, why didn't they make it public? Why would they make it public? Because they thought Nnamdi Kanu is the only person that was talking genuinely. And once they capture him, Biafra is dead. And of course, they celebrated the kidnap of Nnamdi Kanu in Abuja, including the one some people were kneeling down thanking God in Lagos. Oh, they came every now and then to grant national interview on national TV that Biafra is dead. Let them see how they will rise up again. As that was happening, Simon Ekpa was somewhere observing them. Ejiofor promised them he is in charge of IPOB. Where is he today? He's gone. I want you to understand, mark my word now. Once Nnamdi Kanu is out, IPOB is gone, dissolved, completely dissolved. Mark my word. Every person today that is fighting me on the other side will be gone. I want you to mark this day. Mark this word I'm telling you now. Every one of them will be gone. As we approaching the December declaration of Biafra, we will continue to push for the recognition of Biafra. At the same time,
is it not happening already? Everyone that is attacking Mazi Simon Ekpa, are they not gone? This thing that Mazi Simon Ekpa said here, is it not happening already? The DOS that is fighting Mazi Simon Ekpa, who is remaining, are they not gone? Some of you, I don't know why people don't pay attention. You see him say that if not even when Mazi Nnamdi can come out, they are already gone. Even when Mazi Nnamdi, every one of them that is fighting Mazi, they are gone. This thing that he said here is happening as we speak. It is happening.
Stand, mark my word now. Once Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is out, IPOB is gone, dissolved, completely dissolved. Mark my word. Every person today that is fighting me on the other side will be gone. I want you to mark this day. Mark this word I'm telling you now. Every one of them will be gone. As we approaching the December declaration of Biafra, we will continue to push for the recognition of Biafra. At the same time, getting investors ready to invest in Biafra land. And when you hear them, when you see that they are everybody, I told you people that the propaganda is going to increase. Do not think that you have seen propaganda. No, you have not seen. Somebody like me, I am already cooked. But what about you? Just close your ear. You already know what you know. Close your ear, lock your heart. Propaganda is going to come. I told you people a few weeks ago. So if you think that what you see springing up on social media is going to end soon, my brother, you are in for a very long journey. It is actually now that the propaganda is starting because they have seen that I am not backing down. They have seen somebody that they have never seen in their life. You know, they say that I am not an Igbo man, that Igbo people don't have the heart I have. That is why we're different. They say, oh, I'm a Fulani, I'm wicked. I have to be wicked. If you're not wicked, you can't fight Nigeria. That was why Nnamdi is where he is today. I learned from him, learned from other people that failed, and I'm here to end it. After I finish with Nigeria, believe me, the people that will be in the Nigeria side will never name their child Simon. Of course, they don't even have to name they are Islamic state. They don't name their children Simon. But I'm just telling you that even those who love Nigeria because of corruption and they are Christians, they will never name their child Simon. That is what is going to happen. After I finish with them, I will be here. Biafra freedom will come from diaspora. I promised them for many years, since 2021, that I will bring the Biafra freedom from diaspora. I want you to look around yourself. Is it not coming from diaspora? They thought they have locked everywhere. If you go to Nigeria, they kill you. If you do, they will challenge you. Come to Nigeria, so we'll take you serious. Come to Nigeria. Because I will not come to Nigeria. If you want to die, go and put yourself in war. I will not come to Nigeria. I will be here to fight for my people, and I will be here and free my people from Nigeria. When Queen Elizabeth was controlling you in Nigeria and doing amalgamation, was she there? Was she there? Queen Elizabeth, the same Lord Lugard, was she there? I will do like her. I will be here and free Biafra, and then I will come to unify Biafra people after Biafra has been recognized. I will be here to fight because freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is coming from abroad. Freedom is coming from the United Nations. Freedom is coming from Washington, D.C. Freedom is coming from the European Union. Freedom is not coming from Africa. Freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is not coming from Abuja. Freedom is coming from America. It's coming from Europe. You don't know that, know it. No matter how sad and bad it sounds. But that is the fact. So why should I go to Nigeria where freedom is not coming from? It's coming from here. Thank you very much.
But you know what? They would like you to believe that Ekpa is the cause of this. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking you out, which is not. I have come. Look what you do. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what I'm doing in 5 years to come. Thank you.
Don't